in rainfall anyway nti enye baby na yekomu in remo ekrobia omo ye market area. Right. This is a forest reserve. In America, UK, yetimi ja area because of the large effect of forests. A lot of preservation from the unhu edua to insuo to a form to minerals to nutrients to environment. Just say among for crampo they don't understand it.
Right.
And you know education wo good. Ena yensuo so say. Insuo so no doctor say na okay. Mi moja 70 per uche moja no mudua. Enso ene nechi eye nsuo.
Right.
Enti nsuo ni ho no a moja ni ho no ma se nkwa ni ho. Say yewu.
Yeah.
Enti sesi ya no de omo ye ne yewu ba. Eno ne ha ye ka say ade bia si a ye wo immediate, medium, long term. On the immediate na omo say yemfa emergency ban ento. And I'm say emergency ban na do ye bio. Amfa emwa bi ama. Debi enti at that time no omo ka emergency ban no. And even now no I na UFA I will not subscribe to emergency ban on all forms of mining.
Right.
But may you very happy for government to classify omo small scale mining which are genuine by virtue of teams alcohol with journalists, stakeholders to verify small scale mining. Yehu ni papa small scale mining na enhye omo so a epese bi no in crying. Se bi enye Ghana ni bia ne say nsuo mining.
Right.
Me nya bi o. Mebusu ni bia nya bi. Me nkasa ma omo nya me namfofo. Ba no cry no cry. They all add to the ecosystem, the economic ecosystem. Ema Ghana impuntu eko. Say sikefin o, sika boni o. And so gold no or the bar, unim the difference between the bad and the good.
Right.
Yes, unim man ka say o go di there, kwan ade fa so mempe fako.
Right.
But what you say? But Ghana hu here. You see the ecofom. Ya ho kire eba. Obi gold and a condi chrome Emma gold no more reserve Emma or no nisika de bia yeden. Ebe fa gold no wa ha. And yesu de bia no ye ho de ecofom esan say ye gold near the kwama no ye nkipi wa ha.
Right.
Enti ye nye niam ye.
Right.
Ye nye niam ye. I should think say we as politicians may have failed from independence to now because so we say good and I say the offer good so no change the binance onye binance and the dachi na ebusuya for the bia obe keeping the good. Na we yinani ama de besi BNC. And I should think that we politicians maybe they menka ho but say solve the problem there. You have to deliberately put yourself in.
Yeah.
I think young politicians in pre-independence to now we must admit say we have failed the citizens because say onye good krana the indirect benefit you have from good no untimi nka ho asem enti bone kwa why you come and I cascade to now to this point and on the emergency bag na obia ban na there be na ban saying enti how would you then let the bad people be called out? How would you then encourage the Ghanaian doing the proper thing to do? Because on also no a creative job and helping the economy.
Yeah.
And now okay, Bani go say what is the percentage of forex? The dollars bagan hand the percentage of gold forex, the contribution of gold. Now you hold the percentage. How now we say banning emergency no ad hoc to say panic to say we don't plan like you fail to plan so you plan to fail so like you see your fire service you
say the no more chain say because it say small scale miners for ni be a galamsey into no o ban the baby a month or two now utimi ba mu ya then you can allow the good ones to start operating.
But when you ban it, the whole we are in economic recession, sort of, and coming up. So when you do things like this, Bibia in economic policy, I'm steady here. Bibia will answer right. Everything in economics is right, but it depends upon the approach. That's it. And to me, can say emergency ban and you're right. No, but means to me for no. But why wouldn't you by now 8 months unclassify my small scale for ye na wo kura mo ko hu no mo say small scale for bi so ho we mu evidence nie we mu ka ho no mo say so no na we group wo mu ni na to small mine no aka say sa companies we ni na ye part of the ebe ban no so ati ase na che say wo ye small scale by na wo di esuma sidwa.
Okay,
so you are trying to encourage omo ye small scale mine and they said there is a reward for something good you always do.
Right.
Ebema omo ye small scale mine no mo sika. Nti so odi wa bro a odi ma gangs no e mo koye. Omo ba na ati say yema ye nche. Nti no ono oye papa but the sika san so koye extra job enya bi wo ho.
Right.
Nti say by now why wo state machinery, wo BNI, wo bibia na wo every district they see bi omunim they obi di krampomunim on person mu ho be hu. Nti untimi enka say by 9 months now no profile ma ye hu. The right agency and the anti yes say ye bebane company we ni illegal mining because we mu yahwehwe ye no omo ka ho bi we dey and no can me no we adwen because you have put a human face, you have realized that you are correcting ye be correct ade no and ye extremely punitive ni dey mo na mo say no nti mo dey illegal for no dey eye gidi and dey gidi even that one no in omo ho chire omo wi ombe ka cho say yen solve ade no problem yen solve it because say omo hu say enye say bia wo ba na Ghana ni bia o hu say ukoye no obia na akoye say it becomes ukoba ni obia it becomes yes me free me asantini masanti sem here me so me ni po enti say fishing ba problem about leaks water leak na omo de DDT no omo net here small fishes commission some mo use no etimi yi adode ne sa akpavi small ones no say no don't use no
right.
For 20 years and you go to the documentary they've been talking to water the mining along the water lakes there o de amonya ne say omo ka say ye ban water lake because also the lake not ho no and you cannot just go and ban somebody's household economy. Look at the adverse effect,
right?
And me good. Me support to good, but baby I miss me free war ahabaimu hayi or the forest zone no. Ya yankopon di chair ho no. Enti enye se menu internet so no dey say. Enti o koye dey classify. Na me hu say company bi woni abon say mama om say na ubon say journalists will be celebrating the companies and it would start motivating small scale miners to say hey masa
I think the problem here, the term that you use, say bane galamsey. I'm sure so can say bane small scale mining.
Good. And also no, this is the interpretation. Me catch you almost say a man for beating crying. Omu nim the meaning of galamsey.
Okay.
Omu fret small scale mining galamsey.
Okay.
It sounds say oye bibini dia, do ye bia ye boni. Inti dia bibini no ye na eye no kre na ye papa na aban e ma ne krata na oye ne ye no obi tin kran ofe no galamsey.
Okay.
And I'm saying say the ono ko nre mu ko nsuo mu ko sei ko bokro no sei nsuo na ye ono so mo frɛ no galamsey.
Okay.
And I'm say yembani all forms of mining but uko demonstrators no say ban galamsey ban ukobusa omo say any obi oyi otu form obi omo ye enti Mr. D omo argument no one cry hu say na omo nim the difference between small scale mine and there oye niye
any galamsey
and there oye illegal mining galamsey omo feri na galamsey and I'm say galamsey in the same speech galamsey na eye de omo ye niye ne de ye njai ne njai china.
Okay.
Something as here. And a galamsey na eno wo nsuo ni we ni de ye ni na omo ye mambofo.
Okay.
Ye ni na yen clamp na ye NDC for na de omo ba because many of those are yenya information in my middle belt am ye ko no ye foreigners.
Okay.
And many of the foreigners no match omo am chere
and it's even confirmed
Chebi police station na omo and omo Chebi wo ufri oba this any name good. So I say
last week here to Chrome for bi ba ha and I'm no mo twetwe nkom person do mudi omo se nana Chrome for na no dodo na say dodo na ye foreigners
right
and last week here
good enti me ko kanisa and at TV3 eyi
sa premise
sa honey na free was say unza me can say ebi etenkran omo nim ade a eye small scale mine omo fe ne galamsey and na galamsey ba ko no enti omo kan galamsey ba ko no so what you say and I make illegal mining and I'm say galamsey na ye papa no ye njai na njai china and I'm kofa galamsey ye njai na njai china and I'm di bomu enti me dey full piece ni call media commission hu say TV3
and that's how they call NMC
me report here it's on my WhatsApp yeah I did
say the
doctored but when NMC wrote to me said they've asked them to come to me I responded and I make say election year politics some they do me what they I'll forget about them but I'll meet them again what was it I've met them again what was it NDC for I did make my doctor no momo tiwa me kan ya manfa no ene de mo platform so me na mo hia mo ho na akire mo say anka vice president oba ha say okọ emanfi koka say galamsey ye wode ye ni ye ba ye behwe mu na ya aboa won na wetima aye ni ye onu mpo dokoka ni video ho na okoka ye no na at that time the tempo and the heat was against the MPP into ma me no de obi amfi no but na you free ye de no emedo be coordinator no omo doctor no eno na ye and NDC for who mo share mo platform so mo ache mo beche mo kra mpo ache nse because mo mpe no kra Nintino, Cecia, man for say yambane. But you see, let's be honest to ourselves. Ghana for I'm a medical doctor. Implication of mercury cyanide in the soil, in the river, and they are the main cause of a lot of people who have kidney problem. I'm also yankoto dialysis, no. So I say, because we don't prevent it in Nintino. People are struggling, and unfortunately, these are the poor people. Because the rich people no nya ne sika no they makwa abrochi otu kwan okwa abrochi ehwehwe ne ho the poor person no te insuo ne ho wo include hetu ne mu no wo na wo oba ekoye bia wo so a wo onye bi no wo na wo no musansuo no at the end of the day ye na problem no ba affect ye but say ode immediate ban eto so dia kojo I still stand by it whether it was under MPP or under NDC. That is not a human face to solving the issue.
Parliament to be a mobesa akawe hu asem.
Yeah, beka hope especially the health implication.
Okay.
Yes, we are moving on the health implication to push excessive pressure on government. Omaye hu komfo papa ni komfo bone. But what you say? Good. Ena insuo na ankobra na ense na ese na Joy, mo multimedia for koye interview almost oh there be almost 6 months ni na essay no. Wodi blue water guard for akogu epona insona no na yetuom posumi bia na afi na essay. Enti se policeman no kohwe ade na se wo okumi ko adwuma no pa na anwumre na yenkun na wote ho na wo ye we adwuma na se insona essay ya. Ene se ne metimi aka se woni akronfo na ye adwuma no bom. Because at the end of the day no the government has all the resources to be able to find the source. Look, as a medical doctor, I say go to the even if there's a public health emergency, go to the index, the source. Mubeti me the helicopters, Ghana Air Force na ni more canoe, ni more speedboats na. Mubeti me here with stakeholders are finding the entry of the pollutants from the soil or for the area. O de opa mo mamo ho say inso no wa ma ntimi mfa 1 week o de mamo 3 weeks. Mo betimi dia to boase morning and evening e de hu all the sources of contribution. Na mo timi afine why mo bebu some why I go to the source of the pollution.
Critical analysis.
Basic government mean chairman the source of it. Now you are going to ban emergency ban. You are being disingenuous. You know the people causing it. You owe all the resources to power. So, in as much as MPP government was helpless, almost show good faith. Nanado take a risk. Ekaze, but no only all the support of
opposition,
the opposition, the media, and everybody. But at that point, no position, the political.
Okay.
Emma a costume seat ma a man for no threaten another case. Ye be show and was say mo be show me kura nya hwe. Say me gi nipa ne nkwa through the money dey dey be si BNC. The co-election no ye nipa. Olusu seat bebre.
Yeah.
Na at the same time no NDC for ne to aso. Say ye bakura omo amacheche mo ne ye be release omo. So you see NDC.
And then so mo buy on ntimi nchempanifo no nkra na omo kana no mo say
NDC you muma NDC mo politicize the fight. And if this fight to be successful, you NDC, I was some can sorry one. na mokoche MPP for tenase say Jack na moche ahemfo wo de musuro kra mo ahemfo encatalize na ma asefo ni hu say nkrofo no na mopa mo se mo betimi aka no kra monye bipartisan monitoring or a national committee that work with state agency, not military. Don't go and tell the police more a military person there who says order from above. Now order from above, the one above and Hannah appointed. I don't believe in that one.
Yeah.
But if se wo se wo pese ye boawa ye moawo mo. But be a politician, meet me say, oh, emergency ban, but massa oh bania good good him, but see the back of form. I want you be bano. Me happy when you be Ghana Niko for you to get power. I don't think that one is a logical thing to get power.
Okay.
So what I say,
right?
And to me, no, I will not subscribe to. And Kameka say any no, I don't enjoy that. If you watch her, nurses for no call strike. I pleaded with the nurses. Say, can we move to me go back to work? Na amanfu nyomo nkwa ba ebe kama mo. And the idea is Simon start to say, I could have said, after all, 2020, I'm call the same president, no man will call strike 3 weeks. Smamina 4 months to elections. Around this time, August, I'm call friend saying strike 3 weeks. No more penny cross 7 or at that time, man castle MPP ni. But NDC for no more funny idea. But Momo the idea by we told you people, you see. There are things you can do politics, but I ask myself, in the Nipano Lusu all his life, what is the essence of the politics? I'm being stupid. But when I started first, now buying cooperative, now say, now PG now, you get to a point you have to get bold and become political because they are also all acting on acting.
Right.
But on started first year, on second year, now the third year straight. Let's just say ulterior motive. I want power. I don't think we would like people to die and then we get power. And then who would you work with? But what you say?
Right.
I in my position always like commonsensical approach to issues first, if it allows me.
Right.
And obviously a radical approach, which is commonsensical, but like I said, obeying the temperaments and how actions would be.
Right.
And as we sit now, the NDC government has failed 9 months woefully.
Right.
And for Ankobra to also join through the multimedia work, it means that allegation, there is a sense of collusion, conniving between
4.5 KuroYiMuNsem na ugusu awuti ne yemfa your mental health on KuroYiMuNsem ne nto aso mfama quickly na afidi aka bia no entumi emra maka chero se e free bremia kono de mene wo hwe emofra wono mo adwene apomuden ho nsem na eno ne egusu a ye hwe ho ade nkakra na yesua ho ade na etwase wo hu no ma eye a emofra no ese wo moye se wo hu eno ma eye na mofra no omoye a ebeboa anase wo behu so wo adwen mu apomuden which one am I taking? This one. Okay. Intino se one wo ba wo ho na ensenkyereni bi ba adwene na pomuden ho a etwa se wo hu na no mu adisua nkakra na ye besua a ye di domu asuko enra meti ani mu kyerɛ se wo hwɛ eye nhwehwemu akoso asantimantem hanko akora no a kyerɛ wo se emofra a ɛwɔ ɔman no adwene mu ha wo ne bi wo ahya ase emofra bremu a na nipa no wo nyina na ne nsenkyereni ne daadi yi ne mpempi no ya na mofra no de no yenhyeda hu ne papa nti wo behu yesi abofra na so odin abofra no oni suban na se bi abofra no ye no ma bi a yenhyeda nti ase nti fin se abofra no se bi wo ne suban na bibi nye but bi wo hono mu ana ye adwemu yade ensenkyereni no na ahya ase nkakra esenki hu ne ntem ne yetimi bo a yeso ano a enke bo a pa na me ne wo behwe bibia fa eye onimdefo ba akwa wabene wa adwene mu enimdie mu Eric Erickson wono no adwene mu ekwan ya efa so enyini ene anamotuo ni nyina no waye mu nhwehwemu ehu stages about 8 stages ya watumi identify se nipa ufri da ya wo no a miti baako sima baako no ede kwa kosi ɛyɛ wudam sɛ wobɛwuo no wahyehyɛ kwan a adwene no bɛfa so anyini ne usuban ne ade a bɛdan no ɛdi nyinaa wahyehyɛ enti wohwɛ deɛ ɛda screen no so no a sɛ wohwɛ yɛ Nhyira TV o sɛ wohwɛ yɛ Nhyira FM Facebook anaasɛ YouTube a stages no ɛna ɛda hɔ no me ne wobɛfa mu nkakra ne ahwɛ suban a ɛyɛ dan na di wɔ stage biara mu a ɛyɛ papa so that me ne wura suban a anaasɛ ne a ɛba ɛnyɛ papa di mu a wobɛte aseɛ enti we looking at the normal behavior, normal pattern of brain function, only normally within this period. They corner na yeria yebehwe abnormal no de enye no psychopathology hono ya hwe de enye no na yehu eno so afrim. Enti no 0 to 1 year no eye stage 1. I classify into about 8 stages. Na yebehwe kakra 0 to 1 year no ɛhɔ no wɔse mmɔfra no esua biribi ɛfrɛ no trust and mistrust anaasɛ trust versus mistrust na yɛbɛhwɛ ho adeɛ na yɛtumi esua na yɛteɛ no sɛ mmɔfra yi ɛda adwene mu hawa di a ɛda adi ɛwɔ kwan a wɔn fa so ɛyɛ nsusuye mu wɔn thoughts wɔn adwene kwan a wɔn fa so dwene mu afei sɛdeɛ wɔn ate nkateɛ wɔn emotions and wɔn feelings ɛda adi te wɔn sɛ abɔfra bi wɔ hɔ a sɛbe ne werɛ aho ne werɛ na aho no unhu ni se pani dia na ra ho bi a wasum na no anase bi a nisuo ba na wo ye na yi abofra no bi show certain signs bi ana bi bi ekoso e kire se abofra no odi se bi agreho bi ana odi ya obi woni mu omuso won sankyere ne omuso ntu anhwe ya wu hunu se abofra no wo kɔ ha mu eta dan no ho adi nso e wo ne suban mu ani ade a ne ne ye mu ani behavior ne ye no eta dan ne ho adi wo mu nti saa no ma miensen ɛhɔ na nkwada no venti omo ɛhaw no efiri ɛma wo hu sɛ bibi ɛkɔso adwene no mu a ɛha adwene na yɛbɛdi kan ahwɛ omo normal pattern no of behavior na yɛwia yɛhwɛ deɛ ɛnyɛ no wɔ mu ti sɛ wo ba na efiri sɛ wawo no ɛne ya na sɛ mpokura sima ba akwa wawo no na de kɔya kokosi sɛ obɛfiri asase so deɛ and the yen such a bedroom in penny film the befrias as is and the yen century near bedan and wedding in ano a woho name ye shem of fra adrim up with them simti ye beya kwakusi infinchia edum watche na ya subanya a dan a diwo manimu ye papa they drew on my already enye papa non so I'm wait to me at down who bra or however na watu anamo etumi enyamwa ama wobano enti nyame adomochna. We start from 0 to 1 year no trust versus mistrust ɛdeɛn ɛna nkwada no yɛ na wɔn mo ɛyɛ na hwan kura sɛdeɛ ɛna bɛboa ama saa stage no akwada no etumi enya enyini ɛwɔ adwene mu ɛsɛ fata di nyina no yɛ nkɔmɔdi a yɛbɛdi nyame yɛ adom ɔkyena nti we kick off tomorrow with the stages just stay tuned yɛbɛhyia ɛde mu nkɔmɔ bebree firi ɔkyena sɔkɔba mfatilo ɛtoa so na ode KuroYiMuNsem no ede abre Nhyira 104.5 yeba yesi ha
Ponisha 104.5 and a permanent house we see at Tanasana good Munsam Bobono and an opera Jenina Edgebro Majono Premier Sports on KuroYiMuNsem Sima Edo Enemy now personal Posokwa and an operamatana Sequia Medina at the Ebro Majono Permitting Eddie Jonathan Esurbetima from Sokoban Fatilo, Steve's and Nano Quasamandaruma and a mobile matchum and Sandos P and a 17 Sem Ewan Muse Samsona Black Stars in someone Musa Ghana Premier League Euro Madrid for Midimus at the Abraham Yamiadma Ifyada, Yamiadma 3rd October 2025 year in Shra FM and a Bofupa Medical Storming Life, race course, Kumasi race course, and until we are trading out and can Yamiadma, Ifyada Famujim, Nabia Intimia Kamakama into Famana Bofupanum, a true enterprise life, Madaroma, and Omade Bofupa Abba, a bomb, now Pum Etman, Yamiadma Ifyadanum, about you in a free health screening, Yabasho Pum, Yabata. Blood pressure, I feel blood sugar, now feel body mass index calculations in a bending in a kama pa. At me, Adam, if you're done, the share, for Bibia, and so ent me and Fambra Bibia, ent me a fantabruta, fantastic pa, ent me and from number of life insurance, no, maybe I will soon be a per month 50 Ghana cedis per. Now I send a chance a minimum benefit of 5,000 Ghana cedis, no, also in Sa Ebet Mac, maybe I chop pentage Mupa, and Tantam Sunefe Ima, Cisia, and was 0244. 548-645 0244-548-645 and also for Albert 0541-180-283 0541-180-283 na bebia etimi ay kama pa etimi edamao na anope fly meeting 24/7 country say obetu kwan na wo no betrim o Chinese mainland na a business trip para me pacho do no betrim o Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Hangzhou and also Shenzhen na be for KuroYiMuNsem para me show e mananya fly Emirates no esa say plane inside the world class hospitality near more 6,500 channels out to plane inside now board na come na be betrim fine pa edamao you really said the free Wi-Fi at the pew so on pay them pana obetu kwan now the number two Chinese mainland I'm saying man fly Emirates or say fly better MTN say no permit can so team can your banner your businessman kwan me pacho ya the MTN adwuma pa ban no e dey ba be na business no team grow na team tumpon ya ma special data no na ma call ban say we are near say the insurance at the pew so on pay them pana pay you for number star 5060 hash star 5060 hash now on say team can your MTN adwuma pa ban no bi na bet so me can choose renom bet to rewards me show ucha bet to our sports no so and I say casino no so no now say no points na points no obetuma conventional man esika no etimi ayi and I say betima dem na say the twa bet ni biem etu betwa bet for me show man nye bet to na on santim ka bet to rewards no bi na be bia timi fine entimi informa you phone na www.betway.com.gh www.betway.com.gh na be bia entimi kama pa entimi informa and 10 times you share na say free waffle zombie and a 17 iPhone qualifiers a guso the den Cote d'Ivoire nyame and then you non so Ghana and Nigeria at about 10 times so our semi finals no semi finals no wa be shebe a chance na nyame man na South Korea beto ya Morocco no onso so etima room na be bia enso so etima fine pa and my coach opinion for the prosper na Ogum and you busa coach say nyame and spirit no at say o say good spirit mu ye pa you go to coach for the prosper Ogum nate.
I feel good. Everybody in the team too also feels good because we've been able to make it to the semis. The spirit in camp, the common spirit of the group is very high. Each player looks very confident, looks very ready to make sure that he delivers so that we'll get the results to book a place in Morocco for the AFCON. So technical team players, everybody's excited, everybody's ready to work, and everybody is very hopeful, very
now I don't know what coach say yeah chiro man as won nyunu kakra so ye won adwuma me pa se na be na nwumra de and Nigeria no obi abo improvement and so we chiro them you go to coach for no Ogum.
In terms of the errors we committed, we've identified them through video sessions. We've tried to practice on them. So we expect that there will be an improvement over the defensive shape that you saw in the last game. And then we also hope that if same situations occur, the errors that were committed, they wouldn't repeat them, because we've shown it to them, they've seen them, and then we have practiced them to correct those errors that they committed. So I'm very confident that we'll have a better defensive sheet, a better defensive organization, and then a better defensive.
And no Prosper Ogumnate coach Adama under 17 and I would say Kano. Nyamia Duma at next month, yeah, on Sunday 30th. Nyamia next month, yeah. Ghana Blasters Ejina Kono World Cup qualifies in Unsake 2 games in Sienum, Akere Central African Republic, and of Comoros, Mino, na sports minister at the budget, and I will the band tell me papa. Now, sports minister say budget, bonus, and Canada first one, the chair, Edema players and of coach, remain same, and so on, sports minister Honorable Kofi Adams ehonum say na me gamer yan Central African Republic ebebo Morocco no emunsensem kra say
the bonus that we paid for players remains same as we have agreed and as the FA itself have agreed with the playing body. The bonus to the head coach remains same. The assistant coaches will remain same. The physiotherapists, doctors, and the analysts and all that remain same. The case officers, the masseur, the media, and all others remain same. And as I mentioned earlier, the incidental or impress/stroke medicals has dropped to 10,000 instead of the 60,000. We find no request for fuel whatsoever in this presentation. So the cost for the away game came to $733,000.
And the coach game no Morocco say yentimi sia kan no Central African Republic am country nim eno tuna sa game no be room Morocco eno na ebusa sports minister say nyamnya oduma your last game yene Comoros mabo no eno so budget na mpo at say last game no de obi ani wom say abako yenko sa game no de obi a enso so eno mu yi pa.
Again for March the 10th, which is our final game against Comoros, and I know that everybody here and everyone listening to me or who will hear you, the media, want us to pay back Comoros and beat them well for what it is that they did to us when we went there. So we must prepare very well for that. That also has room rates same. We don't have anything for flight tickets because that already has been taken care of in the previous one. The ticket to Morocco, the tickets from Morocco here and from here back to base has already been taken care of in the 733,000. So you look through all and the items are same. What has been added here is that when you are hosting a game, you are responsible for the officiating officials. So their accommodation, their what they call indemnities, we have to, and looking for vehicles for them and also vehicle for the visiting team. So that brought the total expenditure for our home game to $387,000. When you put this together, it comes to $1,120,000. That's $733,000 and $387,000. So I must say that this is fairly reasonable for now, based on the items that have been agreed with the playing body.
And no Minister of Sports and Recreation, Honorable Kofi Adams, and I want to can friend me. Now you're finishing my Ghana Premier League match day 4. No, you know them if you're there. The team United Betchefie, no more Tomonsa at a friend Accra House of Folk. Now for you know my memenda, so do blast at Nefiaton inside of Baby Go Stars. 11 wonders Betchefie, no atone inside of a younger apostles. You know my Kosiada, Asante Kotoko Betchefie Babanya Sports Stadium. No more Tomonsa at a friend Pando, Heart of Lions, Bekum Chelsea Betchefie, no atone inside of a Basecoli Stars. Samatex Betchefie, no atone inside of a Jonah Stars. Medium Sports Club Betchefie, no more Tomonsa of Finnish Self, Doom Self, Betchefie, no atone inside of a Vision FC. Now for Hall United at Chelsea, no atone inside of a Carla United. And some of those who Pinemum, Emano and Sharania Farm, and we share 9:30. Our Bekobe Jofuina Sinkuyan near the Inshra Port, was more than Casipano, and so at me at the Abro. And Nana Amakua a birthday. Nana Makua Menina, and Aqua sorry, Atonsu Bukru, the Church of Pentecost. Into Nana Makua, happy birthday to your show. No Uncle Swan, no your Cassido Sabesumbia, every day, Emmanuel Kama, into me, and from Nana Amakua. And a Pamadi, Eddie Jonathan Esiedu, obetimi afrem Sokoban Fatino me so Nana Jantuah ko to asom de KuroYiMuNsem de made no etimi e de abremo.
The actors, factors in the industry, Enuntina and Cobrano, Central Region for Omususe.
Insha 104.5, many honorable you are free MP for FDS member of ranking member on the health committee in parliament. Now, Yembra Muluka, Minimze Musa Dankwa, a credible person was Adiaba. Dr. Bawumia a lead in the polls, but other persons why suggest otherwise. Dr. Bawumia a truly with Kenya Japan, but whatever it is, a few months na barely 4 months na makwako tuaba. But say it's saying because there have been people who are saying say mo de Bawumia ba obesari waka mbari
Hanekai. Ken.
Enye Ken nko.
Okay.
Yeah, nkofobia enu medi nkomo ha. Eno wusu bempanso mo am prophet. Or the abasa awo ne mo say.
Oh, me say say enye ndisi for prophet, MPP prophet.
There be say no MPP ni abufontia.
Enye there be me diagnose.
There before 8 years ni nyina ye no say.
The optics now okobo mpa ye Emma John say John Nyankopon say. Enti enye kasa nyame nipa ba kwa MPP dia ni meka so ye ndisi.
There be ono wanfa horn bi amajo mahama. At least what the horn man na kufu.
But we do okobo mpa ye man say Nyankopon say only president bi.
But we okobo mpa na the horn. But we nso the horn say
abo mpa. Nyame nipa na so ye MPP.
Oh,
the MPP ba o dey make us o ye NDC dey o ye home film ba o ye MPP do dey make us o ye NDC
obompa bebre ma mo but we say mo de Bawumia ba obelusu
eno oka no after election na before
election say enre ya de oka ye na trending no
oh there be tie ni the enre the trending no a o mo de chem sesi ya no o say na o say NDC for to me conform Sena anano MPP for lose election cause we dey abedi chibi be lose election.
We dey was repeat. Mesa ball no atro.
Okay, obetimi asanso abo.
Ma ball no atro. No uti na ate. Why clear say ma won no mo. Say mo.
Entino sena oye last election no. Ono ye oka say Bawumia enwini.
Yeah.
But John Mahama ebe wini. So ati ase.
Yeah.
So no a. Eno anso be ka say skills says here NDC for almost skill no almost 2 million a form. So what you say? Good. And at start of the year, year never started no. On one to call say a can be winning me.
Yeah.
Yeah, enemy here. Start of the year. Also bempa. Also can be winning me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, ye call a come me and this say ye call. Enti ye kona se ye bedu ho no mo a ye adwuma so na obon empire na so ye boy ye
NPP for musumuntie mo de
NPP listen to your prophetic word
MPP mistake amoye ni bre bi atwa mu no
you see the mistake
mo san head towards the same mistake mo ahwe am so mo better opposition sa na mo da so te ho
now the mistake you did some time ago you are still committing the same mistake. And if you are not careful, you remain in opposition.
Semunim namo kofa nia enya me choice. Namo for so di nia enya me choice ba.
Yeah. I say MVP. Munim namo ko ye.
Vice President Nwasema Noka.
Naze unim na okofa de enya me choice na ko ye we
dey. Mistake na Dr. Bawumia. Maybe okay kabum we se benya tete.
Omo gidi na gidi di mama hasa mama yen koso na ye yeguma. Me come presby sorry.
Okay.
Bomb haye wi Nyankopon oma me the direction.
Direction Dr. Bawumia.
Me kwa na me win. Eye Dr. Bawumia na o win. About we ono na ebe win he. Oko eye clear even Musa Dankwa, you have always seen me. I'm not for him. They we are me bashino. Me so and then me man any credibility to his proofs. But the other by two hobby and against Bawumia. And then ono ekoye biba no. Or say Ghana for voters. Omo check here. Omo person mo bet me ato abama omo Ghana no. 57% say omobeto ama awomia pacho what say na 27 say 29 some beto ama ken ene ye Ghana for ena ono a Musa dadan kwa ya eya mukotu ni ono a osan so eba MPP for aba ye kokoto no ena o say MPP for ekoto no omo check ye no 47%. Musa danko ya na ono aba February March honomo eka say awomia obelusu ono an eba e no ka say Ghana for pep awomia after 8 months minima di asesa Musa danko ya ena o kasa die we enti ye de ane say ye ejuma ye boy empire ye tu ya namo ye ejuma pacho ati ase good ena professor ewo Ghana ha say it no enye ba ko pe na wo ho ena nyankopon o say o reveal in parts or reveal the other in parts the say na onu hu ni part no sa na ebi so hu o mo part o mo ka say ba wo mi abewini eno so no yenim prophets bebree aba out e kasa omo ka bi a e ka bi tie yen yenim bebree Abraham said, okay, say you win last elections. They see our boss here be win spiritual president. The onumpona or yema running mate no okay or say John be win or the running mate win about can 2021 spiritual president. Ono aso asamba or say bawumia ebe win Joshua J. Okay, say MPP be lusu poto Joshua J. wasan so aba out or say bawumia be win. Enye ono nko wala say or ye way or say MPP ebe lusu poto ono asan so aba enti Osu bempa ono so hu ne de eye ono so ne da ya ne bebi a kopie no no ena ebi so epie ena Bible mu there are some professors na me say no Israel ombe kokon omo ni na aka say ekoha ba ko pe ekoka say ebekoha no ono ne de na ebe mu enti we are not worried about that in the realms no omo ne come realms wo ye ni hobby into the yenya o masema o mo na ye ndi physical enyuma I was here move no we move on it and then we work on it because the reasons why Ghanaian vote we know about it we are clear but the issue at stake is say but all the info was been pardon on no akasa no say Ghana for engine chomo say or your prophet emu an no san e kan into the info no too
why Baumia yeah we 5 minutes
Dr. Baumia
5 minutes Baumia
me say the elections na obeko no bibie ni hono mo a oye ya ensem fata elections oye ni ye oye message ye nanso so Ghana for say ya so na be ye den Ghana for say yen MPP for be arrogant Ghana for say eba say en ye kan say munye we manye e-levy manye gaming manye reshuffle manye na eno eba omia na this one Baumia kosam look anger ye di tumi mawa na say one fam bro ho ase na say odi kosro a onu akora wo fo say onu de onye obia no eda ne duru ho no mu a obeche say me kokromoti na ye bi afa du ho na ye patch so mbeto aba nipa no no about 2.1 million people na nkoto aba ebufo be show mu this the first time hu MPs a babontin be ye demonstration against their own government because of the level of anger that was in the people and enye bawomia o de boba womia enye yie oko asante ha say de bia meka asante ye rosa na emma at the end of the day me kokes be me koke can be last 2 years me kan here me see baby a unya vote wono momfa musika ento ho we bawomia we enye bawomia so at here we can say enye yie bawomia at the end of the day MPP as we are here yeah tribalistic say oye nkranio oye igbenio oye awozanio ejuma no ekuo ni yekuo ube join na say utimi ye ejuma na ye beto ama enye obi party ni akase ba kofo de eye momodia na asantefo de na achimfo de ye believe in that obi bia obeba bia say oye Christian ye na kojoy say obi etimi chire bebi anka ne maame ana ne papa enko ware mfi anka ba na anka obi apesa anka ye broni fi America na obi akofri nofa woni hwan e na waba be ka che ne se wo de uye sremuni unyankopon ukọ we ya obebusa obebu watare yi nate na obebu watan se ono abo obi aba at the end of the day wo de ultimate na wi ase ka se wo de wo no wo ye me na wo de wo suchin obi enye ne saa eye party we don't believe in that ena abato ekoto ye no so no nema bebre si ye no eye ne yaso ye den ena ye de ball awomia senuem ba awomia onya hwe onya boni bia eye opasumdie owodo the okache party for to omakoma so. And that is why I was saying no supporting Bawumia Okowini. And this election, Bawumia is going to win. Obviously, NDC force, you know, more daily. Obe finish you almost simple. And it is simple. Crossing the Bawumia there, 2016. Yan yedin call ya or can send baby ya to a baby no mokaja zamaza. Waka say we are this year the president and your woo into Kwechiri. In the MPP yan ya set Bawumia up. Tama na unhia ni pakasa ne de o se Bawumia ye lecture no Bawumia so dwem no bom no the ideas ba manifesto no wa chair no wa ye bibia fine afi ye nya to me wie no mo say maza to me na ba no anya wo president near president ono aso won Crawford di bu man
to mu yi ni sinchen
nasa everywhere in the world enti wo ye politics I always tell people say fa hu jija okokokun bebre a ye ba no to omo ebedi 2 minutes kra na wan hwe ya wa ye be use wo kra nya wo kra na obedi 2 minutes NDC for a mo ye say prayer say craze say whatever it is uja wada je koye we say mu bi wo krampo omo ko US and say ko NDC for bebre ko US because wo pe quiet to cry plane kra untimi airport ko ya grant so ati ase and so wo di wada je ni wo sweat ni obi kokko ye ko twins hekai ebi koso a omo dom hu be se omo bom hu si o no makotwa Instagram no mo pictures TikTok na mo hu say yes they see how they arrive so wote baby and na wo da so na wo be so I say that's the issue as to
I'm bisa question na say no ye kwan this mu no unia Haruna Edrusu in NDC na top presidential ahead of Nketia forcing Debra internet say Bawumia ba oni nia Haruna Edrusu ni bishia
say Ghana betchere say Ghana a country a sebi say ubo hom hodin a ubetumi aye say we Muslim we Buddhist we dian na ne som say yebu atan a Nyankopon emu yaten na Nyankopon na ka say yemu atan mati ase enti Ghana no say kodu baby a Muslimi for the beko emfa yede ne say enchirimba hu say Ghana de ye baako yedo ye ho
me the question bezem busa Bawumia obetimi Haruna say ekoba say Bawumia ne Haruna na ekwa
me say president bia okobia one de okoya our party for so elusu ye no jama no kofo ni Atamos koye ojama Atamos fofi Antwa Atamos nti by all means John ni Bawumia koye Nanado koye Nanado ji Nanado ni John koye odema John nti se see John ni Bawumia ko okwa the same it won't change. Look, let's do Ansoff theory, Ansoff matrix. Let's do proper business development and business matrix. There's a matrix in business development and marketing. We call it the Ansoff old market. Now we share product, new product, old product, and a market. The market of political elections. And an old product, as in Bawumia, and a new product. Now go and see the meaning. The meaning of old market is penetration. And the meaning of old and new is a product development. NDC would have to product develop. Haruna. They will product develop him for a period. And that is political economics. It is there.
But
for 16 from 2008, Akwalakra, you running mate with 4 years. 26 to 2007, how many years in here? Are we not close to about 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years.
In Takola, with the 4 years, is about
20 years.
2 thereof, or 2 about 4 years in here.
Right.
And the Bawumia is penetrated.
Okay, thank you. We'll find out where 30 seconds.
But
you were supposed to remember UDS for Ewini. I mean, the coach was
UDS for my idea, and the coach, no say former RTU for coach Bini. That's yeah. Say in a time will be shining, no. But I think soccer no, more be soccer no. Soccer no. I mean, say omo kaba na switching there. Switching kalamse kaba. Soccer kaba wa Ghana hana the mafia no
politics.
The soccer politics. Switching kalamse politics. Omo ye mafia. Say omo so mafia is there. Omo fa ho ni wa koma o. Omo fa Ghana fo ho.
Politics.
Omo politics omo ye wo ho no. Omo ye sum nipa o. Sa nipa ni fi mo ye. Obu Ghana fo mo be su sa omo fi. Just say the politics of me say soccer no black star no me follow. Me I'm not good with football and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they be so mudin kofo akomadi agro. Omoman kofo wuda because those in the GFA they are mafias, almost mafias there. And they don't care about Ghanaians and how you feel. They care about their money, their power, and their game. How they survive. Me was yes yet to Honoma, na ye TM, na manfo wu, na ebi kumewa say unum say ye tension to me bagana na football keke. Obi ako win na ebedo aba. Do you realize that? Nyankopon okwan bi a o ma yet me the football at the Ghanaians.
Yeah.
First now boxing wa Azuma. Just we unite sadly na ye we fear ho. Enti obi nyanka football so na e thrive.
Right.
Nanka politics yi sabi pressure back too much and football. And so football for no. Me
that's it. Honorable, you a free a member of Parliament for Efidiasi Asokore, a ranking member on health. Honorable, that's it. Thank you very much, Efidiasi Asokore. And Nkomo, I am a member, the ranking member of on the health committee of Parliament. Na, I mean, Pegana ha, ma play role ye. In terms of Ghana development, baby, a professional medical doctor. Now, Obeka and say was a trendy, or trendy because yes, I see the go NDC for no so say, Galamsey no moon solve no. Omako chini tape aba say, or no cry now, MPP for mu support to Galamsey because on no can say Galamsey no. Yempamu mo ne empamu mo china because NDC for ye pamu ma. Omo de be campaign nti mbese mbusa so ono so support Galamsey ana yene betwetwe nkomo plus other matters insure 104.5 ti bra Facebook yete koi but yasaba bra Facebook na afi yene honorable ayu free entwetwe nkomo.
Oh yeah, come on, insure
104.5
Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, bro.
Biaboko.
Kojomi hoya now so.
Ayonze hoya pa. Asia ya chese.
Asia ya cheko yo. So obi a obo djuma sa, entu nya tamba unia. Koyo. Obo djuma sa.
Azemo, misensia.
Very fine.
Se wonna, ntimizo men.
Koyo men la e ba o mi djuma nko a o.
Sa.
Se ye wie mine na ba ma ya fa ho.
Aya o yeah.
Better fu musa dan kwa we o de aba. Okay. Then this is for some idea.
I didn't know I could say Galamsey no. Mpene so mpamo Galamsey because at that time you can say Galamsey no. I was so ye bibi fa ho. MPP for mu to Galamsey na mon crofo to Galamsey. Ye ka bibia muntie insuo no ho no. Ye kan ya afi ye ni abre no na a home medical doctor. Medical doctor wona hwe ye kidney ni liver. I wonim say the effect of Galamsey. Afi ye ko baya. Yes, so see mpamo Galamsey phobia because who to bintia. I didn't know what say.
Say me to bianca abomidi. Aje, I will go back ajeta. Aje go. Koyo.
Yes.
Mami nche
T4 Joso.
Love FM share mo group no there. You are always in your own space and you set more set agenda, explaining agenda. Looking at issues of a trend in the interest of the public and more change the musunti they be more current and even the area fikra more interested in policy promotion we show no money everything. I mean, you are capable of the policy, the understanding, the systems, the whatever. So I always tell people say get intelligent.
Yes.
Get intelligent, and I there are a couple of people like that were Ashanti, and I like that style.
Yes.
Good. Me that's it. Koyo menchia machi tie for no machi asokoro ne fijase for. O madaro man na me the MP. Nti machi amuni na. Koyo. Me say asama me kai no de man kan no bone na momo na eye TV3 for na e man koye bone ne NDC for the man koye bone. Nti me ba be chirem.
All right. So ka say Galamsey for umpam.
Oh man kan bone.
Na one kan no. Enya one kan na say no say doctor.
Say me ba be chirem say omo na omo did omo doctor tape no.
Ah okay.
Aha, nti no say bibia no de adwem bone ya. Ekoba kama na san be si so.
Okay.
Because adwem pa o de kan no. Na yini na famu aba. Ankanya say ye bibre yo. Because mining is good.
Yeah.
Ubedru Ghana. Uko airport kojo arrival usifi play ba oba ape airport ya ubonzo omodi aboho invest in mining in Ghana.
Sir?
Yeah. Aboho pa di be Tuesday me Colande kaka me bedru Friday ya. Na many order MP na nam. Enti
invest in mining.
Every
apart from Ubaka,
let me catch you.
Invest in mining.
Terminal 3 America, Ghana.
That's right.
So unye PFP play me boa. Mama reporters in Accra. Me mamu ko yin free ho Ghana Airport Company eda ho. Me just so mo ye advert o metuaka.
So can say news team ni so Adumfo no.
Adumfo no. Arrival.
Invest in mining.
Unye free play mo ufi oko lane before washroom na on your right almost invest in mine just Ghana ya jewa to say ya the mining the start ya che the enfe ni agro nti be start as here.
That's right.
Yeah. Good. Na the bia make say in the literature of Emmanuel and a group of people almost published it 2018 almost say Ghana mining started 7th AD 8 AD. Just say, another minio, and yet nasemo, and an ananomo at the mining. And no, almost say from their literature, no, almost say na in so to a year begu rebanano, normal na a month for the year trading better. Just an ananomo, a Japadia, a Ghana, and Sanabenya good coast.
Yeah.
Now, the problem of last year, and a yenyachum of politicians, and I said it all the time. Nameka all the time. Say, Ebiti Accra, they confuse what is small scale mining and illegal mining. Then large scale mining. Now large scale mining, and then I brought from here. Mainly. Now, and also na omukofom, and also na sikawumupa.
Right.
And International Labour Organization classifying as the legal form of mining. Now, the one a year less expensive to approach obetiminya good no, and the better small scale mining.
Right.
And also over 100 years, Ghanaians are small scale mining. Yes, true in Chromamo companies a Ghana for there. And no moya na wakataso and saying so. No, into obi wo ho ane nananom companies aye German abesi ne aban na regulate or license for ministry or license from EPA. Okay, good. A bit so be small scale mining na oma frame che say oye papa eso so bone so patwa tia say
they are frame.
Yes, we are frame.
Oye small scale but oye galamsey.
Yes.
Okay.
And a bit so yes illegal mining ne dia ne say me bokro no me say no yedi abro
right
nto mo ko reserve forest reserve na forest reserve na me say bi ntiase forest reserve the Krobia forest reserve because of degradation, erosion, rainfall ni we nti enye bebia na yekomu inremo Krobia omo ye market area.
Right.
This is a forest reserve in America, UK yetimi ja area because of the large effect of forest. A lot of preservation from the edua to insuo to a form to minerals to nutrients to environment. Just say, a man for crampo, they don't understand it.
Right.
And you know, education was good. And yensu so say, insuo so no doctor. Sana okay. Mi moja 70 pe uche moja no mudua. Inso eni nechi yensu.
Right.
Enti insuo ni ho no a moja ni ho no ma se nkwa ni ho se yewu enti se si ano de omo ye ni yewu ba eno ne ha ye ka se ade bi asi a ye wo immediate medium long term on the immediate na omo se yemfa emergency ban ento ana me se emergency ban na ado ye bi o amfa emwa bi ama debi enti at that time no omoka emergency ban no, and even now no I na UFA I will not subscribe to emergency ban on all forms of mining.
Right.
But may be very happy for government to classify omo small scale mining, which are genuine by virtue of teams alcohol with journalists, stakeholders to verify small scale mining. Yehu ni papa small scale mining na enche omo so a epese bino in crying. Se bi enye Ghana ni bia ne sensuo mining.
Right.
Me nya bi o. Mebusu ya ni bia nya bi. Me nkasa ma omo nya me namfofo. But no cry, they all add to the ecosystem, the economic ecosystem. Emma Ghana impuntu eko. Say sika finyo, sika bonio. And so good no or the bar, unim the difference between the bad and the good.
Right.
Yes, uniman ka say oh go di there, kwa the fan so mempenti mempe fako.
Right.
Pacho ti ase here. But Ghana hu here. You see the ecofom. Ya ho chira eba. Obi gold and a condi chrome Emma gold no more reserve Emma or no nisika de bia yeden ebefa gold no wa ha and I yesterday bia no ye ho den from essence ye gold near the kwama no ye nkipi wa ha
right
nti ye nye niam ye
right
ye nye niam ye I should think say we as politicians may have failed from independence to now because so we ye gold and I said the oshe gold so no che ni bina so nye bina say ne dachi na ebusuya for there bia obe keep the gold na weyinani ama de besi BNC. And I should think that we politicians, maybe they menka ho, but say solve the problem there.
Yeah.
You have to deliberately put yourself in.
Yeah.
I think young politicians in
Ghana ho dadwen no ene ebidi. Efrem akokwa. Nana kwadwe Jantuah enso ewo ha brepam obetranse. Ede aka no nyina ede beso so ede amount e say omo epe football ne ade no ase bebre na ni age because enra Sam George ede information bi atudwa DSTV wono on battle no ho nsensem no finally waka de akosi which is a year value addition na yebedi mo nkomo se wo hwe no se de ade no kɔ ne de a wan hwe ya beka se yente so but ebi na beka ho ni nyina mu nkomo anɔpɛi yebedi se DSTV bo no ye wutwi adada no yɛse wobenya bi aka ho nti ase de wugina no na agina na nso wobenya ɛyɛ ebi de aka ho channels ni bi aka ho ama na yɛde na emu nsensem anɔpɛi ɛno ne de na wo hwehwɛ ana se wo nso de na etesɛn anɔpɛi nkomodie no Edo Supi, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ghana Mampeni. So, why extending invitation to civil society organizations? Said they ne kodabe no mo KuroYiMuNsem nyina no pay. Yebedi enkomo. But currently, me patrol what register company there? Ana wa duma wudi no mamu unshadan register bibia on. Yebedi enkomo. Na nkomo aye bedie no so o man ni hu hia wo de a ti nkomo ni bi na ye ni nkomo ye pa opani kase good morning bibi aboko de na me adom so to trip me try bra kwaba yeah udin ene position ORC
okay but we begin the Imano Kwame Safuchi
okay
na me a company inspector office of the registrar of companies
wow
the Ashanti zonal office
wow entimu na mo inspect se manfo aye ya o ma register o mo companies ni ade
ade no ko ani bebre na
no ma bebre na mo ye abusua udi ni biem
but we the Imano Kwame Safuchi
right bra ima wa ha Emmanuel Kwame Safuchi enti o inspect enti wo are ready atie na obeba be inspect you register ya bra yemra nkomonim ye ka ORC as you said say munuma edoso office of the registrar of companies dia ne dia na mo ye te company nze mo dia company nko an esimutri so dia na mo ye wo ho angaza
okay enti no say nipa bia awo mpeni fie so no se obo ade ya wadom na se oso ya no pa onya hwe han obo modin ya ye bibi ayede mfaso ebrew one ene odachi na oman bia mu no ade bia ayede mfaso be individual bia no oman no ehye mra and ofano it's very important to the country. Ntino shemra eti edwumaku a ehwe saa adekon so. Na Ghana ha no edwumaku a ehwe edwumanyuma so say ye chocho edwumanyuma din no any office of the registry of companies na edwumadi no ye sha ase achepa somewhere in 1961. And I check Kwame Nkrumah pay so under the first republic.
You independence 4 years back.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh wow.
Now you shall see as a department under the Registrar General's department. And you know mudi nyuma boma kosi somewhere in 2022. You officially launched ourselves to become an autonomous body. Yeti ye ho a free Registrar General's department. Now you do media ID no. Ebini say ye chocho nyuma din ye register ankwankwa juma ye friend no sole proprietorship. Ubikwa be friend no one man business.
Oh okay.
Yes, also register partnerships. Partnerships here Jumeku a year between 2 and 20 people. Oh maka or Madriambo, Maka Skabum, so Dija, Edinian Faso. And which you know, yes, also register any Padudo Ejuma. I depend Faso, any the M pen Faso. A year limited by shares, any limited by guarantee. Now limited by guarantee entities a bini insuring kuku. It is all Obesha, and yet Ejumedia Edinian Faso Kwana register. A cool so you register our and yes, also register in my full cool. I friend professional bodies, a Bini Ghana Bar Association, Ghana Medical Council. Now, after say you register and you may and I say you may kui and I say NTTC, yes, also extra so irregularity and ensure say Omuju Media no Mudino, a farm council.
Ain't you know, near what can I just say, and yet a second company in Kwa
Pacho Debbie.
Baby, I could be on my account. It is a organization, civil society organizations, no name, you make memfans or more ye. Eduma by you memu ku ni nyina mo na mo hwese wo my registered.
Me ba try.
Oh wonderful.
Ghana mrem na say o register. Ya sue na oba e be register.
Wow. Ene mo eduma no so.
Ba try. So pa.
So
me jaba ku as part of your mandate you also educate the public regarding registrations and say o ma said here omo so mo ye say also register making sure say you medi no mudi no e fa emrakwan mu na enam so na ma be pay ha anope.
Wow.
Na anima bebre na ye call apro yes sensitization programs called the various business communities and ensure say obi biara odi ni juma no ye educate no about the responsibility to register. Na e ko biara so ye the report every management na opinion odan no lawyer Precious Edu metia no anope. Yes, submit report be amana or she nkranka say mo my idea na mum until say the last business operator ebeti the existence of the office no yen wilenti unwilenti na or encourage yen go outside educate
model room
share amount for business the business community na on share say you bet na office atina air condition mu ahwe han no aya ahwe han wabrekwa amanfo NT say the office no exist na office no bako na wo Asante maintain the no anso na esanso ehwe the eastern region the whole of eastern region ehwe the Ashanti zonal office
sir
no
the business the wo nyina mo na mo hweso
business the wo nyina ye na hweso ye na ko apro eko educate you about on mandates
ene mo adwuma so
eso pa
wonderful na mami misa wo uka adwuma say business uka business obu ono ma say be wanya table bi asinifi animu ono business a wo ye no sika wo gigu ni botom on ebi akoko bi na waye ebi de asi ho so ho wo chiku se ni wa ha ne ade no on obi so tomatoes wa hyehye de ko bi akeka on ne business a wo ye business be na person kan wa because bebre adwen akoye say business no de je say akese mu sei obebo ne kese mu te say de ewu mu bia multimedia kakraka ana other ones so business na start free de amumudi ho dwuma no
o say dwumedie de obi ani wa say bi obega say o di dwuma
okay
in a very small way I don't expect to say e be expand ana enko nanim
okay
into what and you say o business bia e be ko nanim a e wo be hia say o be register okay. So and business registration a lot of importance e bi ni say e bi akwanyama ho
okay
e bi kwa wa sha ase ketua bi no financial institutions it me ba or more various researches no e bi hu say oh mami na dwuma o ye or prospects na that no e bit more expand omutumi bua almost ema o se kakra ema eso wase aban me Emma grants to various business owners. Emma omo de share mudwuma into no business when you are adwin say o sha ase ne de kan hu ni say enye ne asem e de mfa so be brew one asa de brew dachi eno na ye di bibia say o ma be ko o ma be ba o ma be didi e o business ana o ko ba no eno na o de hwe o mu into no what is di hu say o business no de eno na o ye de a ena emramu no e wo so register.
Wow. Na mami mi se ankura bia enwuma bu o se NGO se be wo de ye charity ne sa no ma no ma ni nyina no o mo nso o mo de ne tesei
o se time na me explain nipa dodo enwuma no me bo limited by guarantee
okay.
Ha nti NGOs associations fan clubs omo no ye register omo under limited by guarantee entities.
Okay.
Nti e wo say o register monya sha se enko ade e wo say o register
unya na obi be ye registration na homo aben na so ye.
Okay.
De ne hia ansa no watumi na he no obeko.
Okay. Registration bia ne ehon requirement. Na registrations no dodo na ye register pa ye ankorankora adwuma.
Okay.
Nti briefly memma ehon requirements obehia Ghana card, that is the primary identification card that here.
Okay.
Na yasan so age wo tin number. So uni tin number na uni tin a oba ya so yeso a your GRA designated desk ho a ebitimi aboa agility bi ama ho to oba no odwumedi a odi no o de beba say bia meton koko bia meton spare pass o de beba bia odwumedi no di wo ho address, digital address, plot number, nearest landmark, or the beba, email contact, and an ipadudu adwuma no so unya at least 2 directors and 1 secretary.
To say what former NGO will be here will be the executive secretary one name
at least 2 directors
and your very scarce. Udia no accountant money
no quite here say over submit at least 2 directors and 1 secretary and your office no dum.
Okay,
adjacent Kumasi Catering Rest House.
Okay,
near the High Court.
Oh, okay. Edum Hayay.
Oh, Kumasi. Right. That's where the Ashanti Zona office is.
Wow, wonderful. Now, Mami Misao, say Obi Babe registration no area. Or say renew and now we renew no no.
But we are and no so. I was say Afibia no management and I say registrar no. If you say udwumedi na wodi no ekoso egusu exist.
Okay,
obi wo on man registration obeye no or the compare mo abi efi baby.
Okay,
onya mo an wie no osade a cho letter e by say yen closing it down na odi ni dwumedi awie.
Okay,
no obi wo so an dwumedi na wodi no in perpetuity. E wo hafi bo nti afi bia no also be renew ama ye hu say udwumedi na wodi no ekoso.
Okay,
na obe renew sole proprietorship and ankorankora adwuma 70 cedis.
Okay,
70 cedis per year.
Per year.
And I don't know. So, who operate sole proprietorship and ankorankora adwuma. Who here say, "Opekra member office." Who dial *222# obitimi a renew.
Oh, okay. Sabo subi.
*222#.
Okay. *322#.
Obitimi a renew.
Wonderful.
But nipa dodo adwuma no companies no. E wo be here so beba because ye geo financial report of the entity. Krata chire Numa my year within the year.
Okay.
Mama year who the status of the entity no. Ye tika hu. Ti no paper office and near 100 cities.
Oh, okay.
Oba na wa renew. Kama.
Na mo bibi a mo friend returns no. Eno no eye den sika ye de brɛ mo na mo ma ye bi ana eye den ade. Most returns
ordinarily annual returns say oba ya so ya who renew company a ye fe no filing of annual returns.
Okay.
Na annual returns no GRA titiri na ye file wo.
Okay.
No sika sem na wa ye no wa show ne kakra e wo krata so.
Okay.
Wo de ko ho no ma hwe so no mama wo tax.
Okay.
O mama wo tax a obetua. Na report na wo de ko GRA no e copy na ye gi e wo ye ho.
Okay.
Na ya file ako nkrata so anase ako ye fidie mu ama obi ehun say so mesi company na obentin company ogusu ye our existence
maybe so tuane tax kama
oh
wonderful Emmanuel Kwesi Safo Chi Kwame Safo okay they me no sorry the correct name company inspector office of the registrar of companies nti on any needing come finally number bi wa be tudwa bia na obi pese one mu di nkomo kakra mo number bi so betimi afrɛ mo ana se platform be nipa no be cost website anything.
Say oko website na.
Okay.
Office of the Registrar of Companies and our OLCR. Obinya several contacts also are obitima free. Na mo bia opebia no ya boa ontino ma nya hwehan obi won mo beka say me na me de me ho na me operate me business ma register and then am be me for so de obi won ma me ne ka say why signboard kakra a o pretty under a business name
odidi hu sa
odidi hu nso register na okoye bibi na say ya request and baby ko no ko no won ebisa no ni business setter na fi odrimika aba office
afi no obepe
obesu aka say
monya ne
edi we media monya ne tema me edi we media bibia nte no na mepe ebia beba no no bi afa
obi afa ho ne asem no ena
edi na obefa no Ghana ha bibia no obi antimi use side no se registrar no science edi mawo ni e print to take show nsema obi na obi tima fa side no
as a copyright no
me ba try
obi fa wabu mra so enti se koba ne se obi an register am ready no ana
me ba try sir Ghana Yemra Registration of Business Names Act 1962 Act 151 it states say o she odwumedi bia se bia within 2 weeks also register one register etiama e dey no touch ma wo odwumedi na odi no nti na on pese we register no but they make us sort
yeah nice what they dodge okay
internet etiamra
right
and I will register no so no e magidi ba odwumedi na wodi nim because obu on ma ono be dinkita ho a o pese o hwe hu se odwumedi na wodi no we register otimi fa chire a request for a search on all business no e hwe se me pese me ne dwumeku bi se edidwa
okay
na me say me hwe say wa register e wo maso e ya
to obetimi akọhwe ebia na udin ni ho ya the papa is what they brew na ahwere okay that's great obi se me misa say registrar general ono ni registration ene mudi nso ye dem
me ba cho se na midi kan no enkane no na ye ni registrar general edidwa bom na ye department
okay
and the registrar general na the business aspect of and I say business registration aspect of registrar general no ena yati ye ho
efrimu
abe office of the registrar of companies
okay
into no depending on at the crew nipa no e pese o ye
okay
say ye business registration abe so ye dia ene obeba office of the registrar of companies
okay
say ye marriages and I say estate administration eno de obeko registrar general na oni o mako dinkita ho
oh okay timodi and they purely business
related
wonderful era sima nyame nka mo na mo ye adwuma
edawase mefa akonya so achia the registrar of companies opinion oda nyina no na masanso achia the Ashanti zonal head opinion oda Ashanti regional office no ano lawyer Precious Edu
okay
achana no pay
right one mo je so pa ye da se so ni Emmanuel Amegavi so suna by ima ye da mo ase. All right. Have a nice day. Insha 104.5. Emmanuel Kwame Safu Chei, Inspector, Ewo Eye Registrar Generals Hono Ena Wotin and Kase Oni Edin Komono na Wonu Mujumedi no Ehu hia Eso Bomode na do Hushim na o register company. Registrar of Companies, Office of the Registrar of Companies, and I would in kind in a train commono. Co-register Nanko Fasa Mamro Kennedy Digital Satellite. Bra Kennedy, who are there? Oh, nice. Somebody here, Papa. Okay.
Somebody say me friends never call.
Sure.
James. Yeah, who call down her and more than not at me do. Me just want to pay with him because only lead on my buy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
More than say Canadian registration be out.
Yeah.
So one of the be me call yana. Yeah.
Sure.
Nti ya things no more pace. No many about co characters like becoming some work condition papa.
Sure.
Sure. Now we to be say chawadi. Tell me ko to bo pi.
Now,
sure. On be job with
Bra Chejiko say sure. Na Bra Kennedy hu ye de yentinsim kakra. na yenhwɛ se bia bɛka ho
ene de every ba na Kennedy de wo se de bia me say
sure
ya ba magana mane santimani wiase man se obi a ho beto no
right
wo se de bia me say ye ne His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana Kennedy this one yepe His Royal Majesty 2472 otiko koso
yeah
na ni so ade hu Kennedy yepe woni mo ni so ade hu senka timamufuo omo yetimamufuo omo tete Ghana mamu hana omo de dan no ko yini obi aho beto no because so ko obi aso na say open the primary aim of any partner depending on the position of the person because say the interview ha pan senka memma mufu ko menya hoto because uko DC bia ho pese baby ko bia DC for ikrom DC for sokwa wo mo office na no mudi nkoma o mani so de hunu nyina ne se timamufo ho beton won ne ma yiye Kennedy de gita sala ni so de hunu ne se timamufo ho beton won na o mo ne ma ayiye enti de ne plan ne ma be ye kwa me o be fa so ne ma be yi TVs fridges air conditions kettles iron blenders sanema we ni panya bi ni pa hoto no na yema ye
yeah
because you woman nyina na se mi etimi ma mi tibedu here deep freezer pack or the beton so or the beton drinks or the be ni cold store or the be ton so bolo or the beton sanema no wanya sika na e bia kono no bia bono na busuafo ho bra papa bi tibabi onya yanko benye TV party abone dem nanka problem wo fi adabia we fa ha we sine to kwa ketenkete nyema ketenkete ko benye bi no TV bi no de abone dem nanka sumdua befie ho obi tibabi sisi a onya ya ko machine bi say fufu de machine say meko machine say ya bro machine say de bi na ko benye bi na ko no so de siwe bi no de ya adwuma say ne ke be asumdua be ba ho ni di menti da wo mu nyina wo mu ni bie ubusa papa no say kaminya TV ni bia kamepe unyama ubusa ma me no say kaminya air condition ni bi kaminya deep freezer ni bia kamepe be yadwuma kamepe enso so be bia meko bia no TV ni board air condition ni board deep freezer ni board fridges ni board kettle ni iron ni blender sa ni ma we eni pa be baba ni boy ten zero pay the entire Kennedy dictator say la ba ha nyina ne say wona wo ko ba bibia ne ma ne boy won den enna o manya hotoso say Kennedy dictator say la ya ba mom ka ko to yem unto the freezer ne body biem unto kettle ne iron ne body biem unto the freezer ne air condition ne body biem e free say Kennedy dictator say la ya ba magana mane santimani bi asema nyina say sa ne ma we be ma ne boy fo
Kennedy
no promotion ba ko sare be hwim entitie me ene ade no obodi bia me price betu dwa wa me bo TV dia me price betu dwa
yeah
me bo air condition dia na me price atu dwa
yeah
me pocket ne iron blender dia na me price na me dia atu dwa tinya botere na we say 43 inch television no to na show ceiling fan ba ko Auto 43 inch television na air condition here ba ko penny na show free of charge ye dia show tell pay yes yensem ni nyina yensem a da foma ye ka che Ghana man asantemani bi asema nyina se so pebra benya TV ya eye papa ne bofo a eye Kennedy afye so pebra benya kettle ne iron blender ya obenya bibabi obenya bia ne bofo a eye Kennedy afye so pebra beto deep freezer pa a ne bofo a ehwe eye Kennedy afye if you say deep freezers no 400 liters to 900 liters ya tete boni say who obi busa wo TV so say na air condition boy say but tie me obi tie me air condition 1.5 for say 2900 we working the share to be fabi nyako na aye papa na R410 and sancho light obi busa say na 32 ni boy say but tie me 32 inch television e bone da form full 1099 Ghana cedi per na 43 inch television there baby obi atie me we a digital satellite television o top 43 inches television na ni a chow standing fan 60 inches esa you see remote ye the chow free we promotion kesi a Kennedy ye dey be shim we see the promotion bi adu me so tie me o top 43 inches television na ni a chow standing fan 60 inches aso kesi e bonu new inches air condition ye esa you see remote ni the chow ni the chow free of charge pay promotion kase enti wo teme teme telephone number stamp to jam se share Kennedy shops ni nyina enka Kumasi be bia ye bia wo be ko bia promotion chenchenchewe koso wo ho na obeso na di nkita ho bia telephone number stamp to dwa na pa bi se obusa mo se na football de machine bi o me sero nya botan football de machine ye wie ne be tirechem e bi ho football de machine na Kennedy e ko fa ba de wo fufuo ya ye dwuma kase de be de rum Ghana man ni nyina bi ho numbers ni aye 0244 385 128 0244 385 128 Vodafone is 020 765 3031 020 765 3031 and the person who tell me and be keke na me the person who take Kennedy if you see akofa fridges ni biaba yakofa diffusers ni biaba yakofa air conditioners ni biaba yakofa TVs ni biaba obi so pete 2-inch television obi so pe 43-inch television obi so pe 50-inch smart television obi so pe 65-inch smart television when yakofa biaba na di nteme tran han say Kennedy digital satellite edum family plaza be no for be sane ba ye de ni na ye papa e bo ne sa da fom o to bi ni say chawade if you say fan go to 43-inch television you we are near the standing fan 16-inch say so ye dey tell free of charge na sa fan go to be to be 500 Ghana cedi Kennedy see ye dey tell we e free of charge fa ne fa ka TV de ho na ye say be sum Ghana my dia and ye so so dey ntey ba ye say ye be ni panu brodo anya ahotoso anya abotoyem say me ko Kennedy ho de ya me say see me dem na say me here TV na me say here standing fan dia me fesika ba ku nsan ko to sa ne ma no na ne me fa me fesika mienu e fa ko to ceiling fan na me fa to standing fan na me say fan to TV and ye me ko Kennedy digital salafio ho e pri say honum no me to 43-inch television na ye cha me standing fan free of charge promotion with the whole Ghana you didn't see that to be katente na the only say TVs no e yasa America entena faku America tente ne free wa Kennedy digital salafio 32 television ya dom ya kofa bidia ba ya de wo mu nie obi busu busa se entinu dudu bi obeto bi obenya sa ceiling fan dudu na mpacho ane obi ba no mpacho mi to 2 and you to 2 na they are standing fan 60 inches ya e su remote ya a bot air condition no near they are free of charge na the omu here 32-inch television no that price na 1099 Ghana cedi 1099 Ghana cedi and ko be an go 1005 and mo bi fa so kwan koda no wa chenchena na Kennedy ya say the ntie de be betenshi FM ne say you be say Ghana money sentiment we so nyina nya hotoso enye gidi say Kennedy digital seller bia ya ni home appliances and yema be ka yen dada setena ho aba no e ho na be nya de papa ne boofo obi say na washing machine me sell open washing machine Kennedy Sazala ashoni ni nya ya tete so promotion ni da so adoma da so me no say eh ene ma adoma da so de ene say ni boofo papa e ampa ni bon efo obi bi say no be nya gas cooker with oven de no so de no me sell bra chomi kabra en ko ba bi ye de ne eye 4 bana ebi ho 5 bana ebi ho na de wo mu ne ye de ne papa e bo ne sa da fom en ko ba bi nkonko cha ba bi en ko ba bi mo fa so kwa da no wa chenchena obi busa me say na ne popcorn machine ni so bi ho na me srew ye de popcorn machine ye de bebre be aba o pe gas o pe electric type de wo de be si be bi o de be ye djuma wo so be ne sika na de bo ho bra na me ko top popcorn bi bra na say popcorn ye say o some me pam hesam say enie yes so be top popcorn machine bi dia ye djuma e prisa e ye djuma kesi a ko fa ba Ghana man sentiment say de be boa empanifo nsom enkura nsom emrofo nsom emrewo nsom obi ansom no obi anto bi mfa nya djuma popcorn machine bi aba gas type ebi ho electric type na ebi o Kennedy ya share yes ya ba Ghana man sentiment to bi ya na say chewu ne mani bi e de be bi o to 43-inch television near the standing fan 60 inches e say you so remote enti ana ho mate na wada no so be so sisa no so be so do tu da fa ko de cheso a ke na sisa na no problem ye no nanti me kan form ase wo ha wo tie me nko ade a say TV na ope say fridge na ope say kettle say iron say blender say deep freezer say air condition say gas covered oven say stabilizer say step down ade bia ye ho place so no fie me fie ni ka bia Kennedy aso bi ho ye the microwaves ni bia ba ye the west ni bia ba ye the iron ni bia ba we nyina bia ba Kennedy ta say la fie ho no ma e bo ni da form a bo na fo we say ye ba say we are coming to solve the problems of the people ya say home appliance mpo na won dwendwen dia say TV na wadwendwen say condition na wadwendwen but Kennedy ahye ho ya tete bon so na de omu nie wo ya ban dwumani uzika fa controller and accountant department na sa no pa utie me wo hia air condition kese say 2.5 horsepower say 2.0 horsepower say 1.5 horsepower for personal program card bra ade bia ye to no Kennedy ahye bia wo ya ban dwumani uzika fa controller and accountant department nko dia wo do personal ba ye nima ni nyina be ma Kofi ni atete ne kakra obi so opere de 3 months pa so be yamo obi so bisa mo TV no so say me passion ka me permit de mpa ne 1 year oba be yamo na de omu ne say Kennedy say ye de no e ko to 2 no 5 good years obi bisa say na Kennedy mu wa he me sraw ye wadum finfi be be fi be bia no ye wadum wo de so adum a say o ko family plaza building pato tem ye o ko family plaza building be bia Kennedy tinto ni TVs and the fridges ni air condition na e papa na ni bo say fro wo de confuse am sraw number number 2 patase ye wadum house Kennedy Junction me so any police people now ko kakra bia Kennedy Junction patasi Adom House en California ko weja obare kokro bite Junction traffic la nazi ba we send for Kennedy ho na be numbers ni two ba me so free promotion e koso na ne man answer now say TV na open say free say kettle say iron say blender say deep freezer and the we use to flip bia the metima body ni na recharge no so me sro ye koso numbers no e 0244 385 128 0244 385 128. Vodafone is 020 765 3031. Fubanda machine de bia konkra mu nyina mesramu na asa ze nyame adom ye de bia ko ha ye twa bibia enti se TV na pesa freight ade bia fe home appliance ye yisu fie me fie ni kan mesramu e ho adwo ba tirima ba bia ye de mika tente ekono ye fe no Kennedy Digital Salamina any shop ya twa mu nyina promotion koso tente ya tete so
sure yeah that's a Kennedy Digital Satellite and a ote womo enka no na bomode neko na no papa no ho negu na wono mo fa bi ensomo ma me fa birthday wishes is from a happy birthday to Mary Gorithi Sam and your birthday Mary Gorithi Sam. Happy birthday to you. Kwadasu Municipal GRNMA Secretary. Nyame inshallah wadano so na onya okese pa. Another one to my beautiful sister Doka Sechem Adanse Akrofum GRNMA Secretary. Also happy birthday to you Dokas Echem. Happy birthday. Nyame inshallah wadano so na onya okese ma nkwatentia hode wum na bibia enkoso ye mfama pa. Nico cameraman ewa ha ene ne yire awoda Nico ene ye oyire awoda yema oyire Benis happy birthday Nico cameraman very beautiful woman nyame nhira awoda no so no nya okese pa ma me Benis na koswa bono nkwan de na bibia nkoso ho esa na camera no kura na emu no aye light ama no nya sa emu be dudu ti Nico Benis, enjoy your day. Nyame shawa wodano so no nya okese. Na nakodwo Jantuah betranse. Na medika aka kire se ensempi no awofie KuroYiMuNsem Dawson Sam Zata George Sam George akoye negotiations ahodo ne multi choice DSTV na details ni nyina na nakodwo Jantuah betranse ye de ni nyina e de bro o kire se ya add value to the na anka wunya no de wutua no utua ne saa nanso aduane abegu bo mu no dɔɔso kyɛn de watua nti na kyɛ sɛ ayente so no a indirectly nti anɔpɛ nkomodie no ɛbɛkɔ so mampani to nsa frɛ civil society organizations no sɛ galamsey ko no de ɔno momra ne ɔmto ato adwene nti ɛyɛ Friday on the 3rd of October dumienu pɛpɛpɛ na ahyɛ meeting no Jubilee House. Is it the way to go ana ɛho nsɛm te sɛn anɔpɛ nkɔmɔ no ɛwɔ mu a yɛntwɛn homra na nakodwo Jantuah ɛtwase
to be a no sawo ya dia so na sawo kan kra Jantuah kan kra Jantuah or you independence to now that is the truth. You must admit that we are you can criticize him so you can judge him but the indirect benefit you have from the good can once and I cascade it to now to this point and on the emergency bar now obia ban there be na ban say and how would you then let the bad people be called out? How would you then
encourage the Ghanaian doing the proper thing to do, because also no a creative job and helping the economy. And now okay bani go to see what is the percentage of forex? The dollars in Bagan and the percentage of gold. Forex, the contribution of gold. Now you hold the percentage on how we say banning emergency, ad hoc, and yet to say panic, and yet to say we don't plan. Like you fail to plan, so you plan to fail. So like you see, you have the fire service.
You say the no more Chinese because it's a small scale miners for the BA Galamsey into banning baby a month or two now to me then you can allow the good ones to start operating.
But when you ban it, the whole we are in economic recession sort of coming up. So when you do things like this, we are in the economic policy instead here. We will answer right. Everything in economics is right, but it depends upon the approach. That's it. And to me, can say emergency ban and you're right. No, but no, but why wouldn't you by now 8 months or classify my year? Small scale for you now who say small scale for this evidence we can so now what group woman to small what I say some companies women are part of the ever banning. So I say let's just say small scale by now would be a small scale. Okay, so you are trying to encourage small scale mining. They said there is a reward for something good you always do. Right. Small scale mine no music. It is obi wa bro or the man gangs no e bo here. Bana I just say yama yenche. Enti no ono oye papa but the sika sound so koye extra job enya bi wo ho. Right. Enti say by now why state machinery, BNI, BNI every district. They see your money, they be the company on person mo be. Enti untimi enka say by 9 months now no profile my the right agency and the yes yebebane company we illegal mining because we mu yahwe no omuka ho bi we dey and we can me no we are because you have put a human face. You have realized that you are correcting yebe correct here no and you extremely punitive no dey mo na mo say no ntimo mo dey illegal for no dey eye gidi and dey gidi even that one no in omo ho chire omo wi on be catch us say yen solve ya dey problem yen solve because you see omo hu say enya say bia wo ba na Ghana ni bia ohu say okoye no obia na akoye say it becomes okobani obia it becomes yes me free me asantini masanti sem here me so me nipo enti say fishing back problem about leaks water leak na omo de DDT no omo net here yes small fishes commission say no use net me adodini sa small ones no say no don't use no for 20 years you go to the documentary they've been talking to water the mining along the water lake say we dey know say omo can say you ban water lake because also the lake not too and you cannot just go and ban somebody's household economy. Look at the adverse effect. And you know me support to go, but baby I miss me free war have by Muhayi or the forest zone. Then I could put the chair. And the NS million internet is already there say. And you classify. Now me say company do only about say my mom say now once the journalists will be celebrating the companies and it would start motivating small scale miners to say hey I
think the problem here the term that you use say banning grams. I'm just going to say banning small scale mining.
Good. And also no, this is the interpretation. The catch one will say a man for beating kind. Mean the meaning of say.
Okay.
Small scale mining can say.
Okay.
It's say we be need here. You be bonnet. Inti dia bibini no ye na eye no kra na ye papa na aban e ma ne krata no ye ne ye no obi tin kran ofe no galamsey.
Okay.
And I misanka say the ono ko enre mu ko nsuo mu ko sei ko bokro no sei nsuo na ye ono so mo frɛ no galamsey.
Okay.
And I mo say Yembani all forms of mining, but oko demonstrators no say ban galamsey ban ukobusa omo say any obi oyi two form obi omo ye enti Mr. Eddie omo argument no one cry hu say na omo nim the difference between small scale miner there oye ni ye
any galamsey
and there oye illegal mining galamsey omo feni na galamsey and I say galamsey in the same speech galamsey na eye the omo ye ni ye ni de ye njai china
okay.
So what you say? And a galamsey na eno wo insuo ni we ni de ye ni na omo ye mambofo.
Okay.
Ye ni na yen clamp na ye NDC for na de omo ba because many of those are yenya information in my middle belt am ye omo ye foreigners.
Okay.
And many of the foreigners no match omo am kire
and it's even confirmed
Chebi police station na omo and omo Chebi wo Ufri Oba this and you name good. So what you say?
In fact, last week here to Chrome for bi ba ha. And I'm no more twetwe nkom person mu di omudi. Omo se nana Chrome for na no. Dodo na say dodo na ye foreigners.
Right.
And last week here.
Good. Enti me ko kanisa. And at TV3 eyi
sa premise.
Sa honey na free was say. Unza me can say ebi etenkran. Omo nim ade a eye small scale mine omo fe ne galamsey. And na galamsey ba ko no. Enti omo kan galamsey back no. So what you say? And I'm a illegal mine. And I'm say galamsey na ye papa no ye njai na njai china. And I'm kofa galamsey ye njai na njai china. And I'm di bomu. And me dey full piece no call media commission. Omo hu say TV3.
And that's how they call NMC.
Me report here. It's on my WhatsApp. Yeah, I did.
Say the doctored.
Doctored. But when NMC wrote to me, said they've asked them to come, and to me I responded. And I can say election year politics. Somebody did me. I'll forget about them, but I'll meet them again. What was it? I've met them again.
Yeah.
What was the NDC for? I didn't become a doctor no. Momotiwa become a manfano. And then the platform so me na mo share mo na akire mo. Say ne anka Vice President Oba has say okọ emanfi koka say galamsey ye wode ye ni ye ba ye behwemu na ya aboa wona wetima aye ni ye ono mpo dokoka ni video ho na okoka ye no na at that time the tempo and the heat was against the MPP into ma me no de obi amfi no but na you free ye de no e medo be coordinator no omo doctor no eno na ye and NDC for who mo share mo platform so mo akire mo beche mo kran mpo akire say because mo mpe no kre say a man for say yembane. But you see, let's be honest to ourselves. Ghana for I'm a medical doctor. Implication of mercury cyanide in the soil, in the river, and the main cause of a lot of people who have kidney problem. I'm also yankoto dialysis, no. So I say, because we don't prevent it in people are struggling, and unfortunately, these are the poor people. Because the rich people no nya sika no they makwa abroach you took kwa abroach ehwehwe ne ho the poor person no ti insuo ne ho ewo include hetu enu no wo na wo oba ekoye bia wo so a wo onye bi no wo na wo no musansuo no at the end of the day ye na problem no ba affect ye but say ode immediate ban eto so dia kojo I still stand by it whether it was under MPP or in the NDC. That is not a human face to solving the issue.
Parliament to be a mobesa akawe hu asem.
Yeah, be kan hope especially the health implication.
Okay.
Yes, we are moving on the health implication to push excessive pressure on government. Omayehu
Nancy na you say you na use DSTV no. Ne board den dodo. Na we share other countries are ne bowl from into for almost like a month 2 months there ono ma preswa enya results ade ba ko ana ehi pa wo use DSTV na Go TV a movies omutimi repeat movies sa enti na say emfaso e wo so an say wo de hwe as a football apart from football no na de wo so nyina wo nhye dan hu de ekoso. But you're Sam George. Wetimia pushy. Ama say o mati ade no so no musade channels be bre say baba be ka ho. And for me, say na ya na ye hwehwe so be sorry na aban a wote so ma ye ho atoye. ɔhyɛ saa ntɔkwa no ase na nkɔfoɔ nte aseɛ sɛ ade nti na woyɛ saa na wei ne hia ɛnyɛ deɛ hia ni obi yɛ adeɛ a momeɛ nkamfo no so wayɛ adeɛ ne yɛmbɔ n'aba so Sam George ɛbɛyɛ Minister of Communication wame yɛhu sɛ ɔno nso ɔyɛ adwuma aboa yɛwura John Dramani Mahama ɔmpɛ n'asɛm a ɛwɔ hɔ but Sam George atimi ame yɛhu sɛ wodi dwumadie bi hyɛ obi nsa na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ne ɔbɛyɛ ama na yɛyie 8 years Ministry of Communication yɛtea ne yɛka sɛ data internet cost ne boarding. What happened? Nothing. It didn't see nothing. And so somebody comes in and makes sure say your data internet no eswati yasadi bia kanwa ontiasie. And this is what we expect from any government. Any serious government, you wake up in the morning and you make sure say yeah what to yin. And you kasa tintin. Previous government, some of the things, there were always excuses as to why certain things cannot be done. Ghana for suye and also wusu say internet ni data ni boarding. Bro for tintin no mukache as if say ntimi enti data ni so. Sam George bayi watimi apriama MTN ni Vodafone ni nebusiafo yi o matete the cost of internet and me to abebre. And I am Mr. Obi Buza say, abai ba e dear na ya, mimi as a stakeholder no, mimi who say nyoma bebre wo ho abai na ya mimi bottom, sikani bi wo ho aba begu in bottom directly. That is intervention. Sam George timiama internet swati, sikana ye de tono. Eye papa, mfaso wo so chain de ne tono enkane no. DSTV say about necessity because local channels and me DSTV ni Go TV me use no me share na mostly about Al Jazeera ni CNN ni enu ntikra na ya na me hwe me ma no o me hwe cartoons na se sa cartoons ni na se fo no unhye da nya bi wo ye local multi TV ni so aside that no so no enwura bebre eni sa Go TV ni so anase DSTV ni so. Because me were multi TV. And you Go TV ni DSTV. Oshe multi TV na enya te say stations say papa na. Obi a o use multi TV no. Enya stations say papa in Shre FM ne na busuafo yi Joy News ne Joy Prime na sefo a. De aka dodo na ye nwura. De o hwe nyina ye fesika bra, jisika koye sei. And just what we call in communication theory, cultivation theory. Osha sa nyoma ne krana wa adwini nyina beye bibi basa enuro brana memua yempa dwuma akwadworo anything na scams bebre ados no. Enti so bi ka say na ye wa dwuma bebre na anything na DSTV we so efa ho be on T system na se. Ye wa ade bi wo ho a in economics e friend no snob appeal and as ostentatious goods. Ye wo goods bi wo ho a wa so one nya enya wo hwe but edru ye wo need bi wo ho a eno no enye according to say car first now wo car obetimi dia flex and the car necessity ye mfa car more life tete ne ka je say wo de car ne car no hia car na etimi di wako say wo ko ene youth na be Gen Z for na Gen Alpha for no mabana obi use internet enti internet no enye snob appeal and yet to say open na use internet and then be a wiase dry what 21st century no internet a must enti aban ba no so obema ye ho atoye a wo so nti ase Sam George timi ayama internet ko e form DSTV sikana ye di betua first no utimi tua na mfaso bi ani so ye wo mre bi eduruma bi kra na me se me subscribe Uwa na Go TV for ni DSTV for afro na nampa cho ya hu se na mo fam se munu fro nkom ya me nya hwe e de emfaso na enya wo so but nyame adum say ade ne so atena channels ni bia ba be ka ho wo se bu e won ti ase because enya wa ban no aye what kind of slash and burn attitude is that you have the opportunity to do it why didn't you do it Nti MPP for ni bia mu ye dede. I want to ask you, the nti mu ye dede. That's enyo aban na ye no bi aye. Nti unyu so agye. We simple. What do you say? Ati say the nan go for kan e-levy ne hwan say wo so nti ase a wo so say abaye me mpe e-levy na wat no nti ase na watua amaye. Problem ho. Emre be free senior high school. Under MPP, people were just saying, say, oh, private institutions in Kaho. And then another Kufuado Anka. So, Phyllis, what in call private school now, bet you any kutie. That was the answer the president gave us. Aban we about so made the private account. Now, no, so a problem. But what does the Constitution say at all? The Constitution is supposed to ensure, say, yeah, safe. Article 36. Okay, Kaya, very simple. The state, anything I call chapter 8 of the Constitution, you say the president shall be the head of state, the head of government, and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. The head of state, buying or your president John Dramani Mahama, or no, and a binding united no. Now, oh yeah, dear, you won't be to was a problem. It is so persuading. Tie mamen kan nyoma bi nkyerɛw yɛwra John Mahama bae no first no anda na Akufo-Addo ɛdan ana me yɛ ho adwuma na iron rods no 9,600 ɛna nam de ayɛ budget under John Dramani Mahama na aba 7,500 ti sɛ kreso ate by 6,800 o se no nyɛ nti ono de cement na na yɛ 120 something no. And then Swatia 92, ebi cry 85 or 86. O say no nye. And she say anyade. Inflation na nam 20 something no. E Swatia enti mentiase enti wo pesa aban na yede. Ye tia galamsey issue ba ye ka no nyonyono kire John Dramani Mahama so afeli no. She said, yeah, can you see Nyoma Mienu, a galamsey ni security, John Mahama Feliano. See, I can't want them. Into the Ayano, what is so difficult, say, because where the why are dear? Because I know what, Tinano Mekan, the ties of decoders, no. Oppositional because MPP in John Mahama ya and yet. The same thing. Sanse munu na NDC for so na Akufo-Addo ye bibi na ya yenka they say oh until any time the country is not moving forward. And yesterday I talked to you about Stuart Hall, the dominant negotiated oppositioner, the slash and burn attitude. And as I say, me Kotomi Go TV subscription Eswati DSTV Eswati and no sooner they were nyoma bibiri. Oso ntiase na canal for na ato na omo tete so dada e na die na mamen kan constitution intro constitution no me kan be actual article 36 with chapter 6 directive principle of state policy nso betimi akenkan o de no anka se bia me haha me nina me kama asem. Article 36 clause 1 na yenkin kan but a chirofo no munlowa omodiana but wa be article 36 clause 1 the camera needs to please. It's over Pacho. Let me see if you want to communicate with. Article 36, 1 Kasa B na Yankin Kain. Na wa Kinkain. Article 36, clause 1. The economic objectives. Economic objectives. Working kind. Making control. Or say, the state shall take all necessary actions to ensure that the national economy is managed in such a manner as to maximize the rate of economic development and to secure maximum welfare. Mpacho Kenkan be Article 36 Clause 1. Kenkan. Or see the state. Yeka state now. The head of state, Yera John Dramani Mahama. Ono ne yiyi nkrofo bi se mo meboa me na menye adwuma ne yi emboa nkrofo. Ena chapter 6 of the constitution, a friend directive principle, eyo shebia edema aban bia wote so se on making sure so waye ho adwuma no. 36 clause 1 say, the state shall take mandamus, take all necessary action to ensure that the national economy KuroYiMuNsem no is managed in such a manner to maximize the rate of economic development. Ya yeni ye said the beya beboa man kofo adwuma sem ene KuroYiMuNsem no ebetimi akonanim totin. 2, and to secure the maximum welfare, freedom and happiness of every person in Ghana. Said the beya besha say Ghana ni ene daso no ntu betimi aba bekenkan bi. Ye de atoso. Secure the maximum welfare nen say Sam George say wababa to say DSTV 4 CCA. Abana baba to say e-levy a prying. Abana be to say be a betting tax a high. Abana baba to say iron rods problem ho. He secured the maximum welfare. Say ye DNT. Why ye hu freedom, fawoodie, happiness, any je. E ba obi ani age of every person. And now few people. Every person in Ghana. And to provide adequate means of livelihood and suitable employment and public assistance to the needy. We ayen shesheye aban bia wo so de. Enti sa aban bia ba no say ade we na enye. Enti maba be ni yi a ni akamfo ne say onye ni biem emaye. Se wanya ni atata no. Na ye sorry na pana President John Mahama say state of emergency galamsey na dey. See any budget. So I need here near campaign etiano near to etiano. Because my catcher say a Drew baby a Ghana no and your political party will say this idea fit my. Yet their life as political parties in sir. What have they done for us? Apart from so move free on na a kababe ebebe guye so left and right no a dear faswo. Anka we are near Jin Kenya Bibiao. Basi ya bre. Enti unya bibi kutua bi a on say politicians no MPP ni NDC for no omo de ahyenko asomu anti omo ye bibi a wosenkan no eye basic na ye ni age enye omo ma koma de ache elite theory nipa kakra bi didi wi a na de aka ne apopra ma msem nje momo de ane semu wi amonto aba enye sa na ye mo wi amonto aba ma wo mo wo de ne so obeto aba na sebi de bia me ka tse me ti hei multimedia ti hei obetimi anyame na bia ba wo mia or whoever ba betam t-shirt say koye campaign menye Yera John Mahama TV for t-shirt in Besham menye. Why? Because I am empowered. Entini e sorry no pa bia na empower wo no ye person who ni say Yera John Mahama oye yakoa, he is a servant onya obia o ye ne ma ne tumi. Into sorry no pa Yera George Sam George no oye akwa adwuma. He's a servant. He's not a god. But the problem is that we create God out of yeyan for yeso mu nkosumo. And no na na akwa problem into oba wuntimi kan asem. And your man simple ones and not be a sorry no pa ni eka efa MPP ni na Akufo-Addo ho a MPP for say yempo masem no. At that time komutie ya kebia ene say no mu chifo mu bui. Party no na say JFK ye kan no nti afi de won say MPP mo ayede e be den because no maso din. Because ye kan sem na usu ntia ye tia no we speak for the people. And your mama be wo ho ye sorry anopa ne ye kan because the nipa ne kan ye kan. But who are bema won timase. Because to you think say we hate somebody. We cannot continue like that. Politicians, let us not give those. Let us see. Hey, one person swimming to Kwakweden. One year, young 20 hours. Yera John Mahama about 4 years. And this is for you campaign at you. Simple no more. we need to do those things. And man kofo who say, aye. I didn't think I may call hospital. Hospital na me kono minisika. Na kufuado or call hospital or to me call landing. Ba umi abetimi akọ landing. John Mahama betimi akọ landing or ko check ni moja or ko check ne ho na where. Oyaria obe tuka akọ abrochire na where. Yati ya konfa no chine yetwe fa ebo no. Eno akọhwe kolebu CEO na ototo papa so no. Enti how long me pese me busa how long na wa wutie mi a NDC ni MPP didi utrim no. A wudi o mechin me busa say wo unya nsuo panom. Nsuo betimi anom. Hospital no se BBC a wo betimi akobi. Se e kase for 10,000 bra because of operations a wo betimi ayebi. Me busa wa wutie mi. A MPP ni NDC di utrim a unhu de onyan me busa say se wo yare sesie ya ni ese for 10,000 bra wo betimi ayebi. Say wo dan wu a wo betimi atia rent wo betimi wo 10,000 12,000 15,000 wo betimi akwakotua as a young guy wadwuma na yetua wo kano etua ka more than 2,000 national service ne amam say 600 ne asatete ena wo de yama wo kwanya set na social media young guy a wo ni adwuma ye didi omo mu nya adwuma ye atem wo adwuma no young guy wo ni adwuma ye Debi ami makacho ze me yire ne me ma ye be hwe mu free me yare a ye be hwe me free makatua e common de me na we wona ye ko ama no wama NDC ne MPP for eta wachi e na de bia wote a abontin e na wo kika nnwoma unhu say you are supposed to charge them say hey ye to ma say ma me adwuma nye ene na no wo ma bia national service over 200 plus youth esa beka oma omuni adwuma ye 5 years ago no so position ni ba ye de maintain ni test confu ya ten ni test con fu ya na ye de ba mu we bia na wo join ni bi ten for ye NDC for na no mu omu organize omu university test con for ye MPP for sanko for ya na ye de adwuma na wo na wo tie echi na koto aba no ye mfew because you don't have any godfather. Yebe mo man na yi because sabi enye so ma kusku a chen eya kwenya Sam George o Sami Jamfio eya kwenya enti ema kwenya you are supposed to serve ene mabru ye mo mudua no mu wieska e krofon kwa na awisam ye ma help the person buani pano sika no ogia no adi oban sika near to papa so in China near kun crofo a higher plea bargain into to meet 60% or 40% neko but China ni no obeju sika say ku aka wo no wabusiafo nyina ntina de bia na me boss anyum no mo memu nsem ehia wo dwene ho anopa awia anwumre anadwo se wo kwa akobom paya no akai Ghana no wasu afreje nyankrompon se fa Ghana ye de Ghana hye wonsa dwene de onye papa ni kuni free ho ma simple Ghana must work me my bro every day they pese can be waselo munti ase no nka Ghana fo nyina dwene te sem yanka NDC ni MPP mpanfo nkomu mess up ba mo na mama o ma yesa muna majiji o mutu sa no bia ntimi nkom asem eno mu yedi o mu pe mo because you are not asking the right questions nti o mu ba nsencho for so mu ba na mama honorable the working minister ya jiji o mutu sa no it shouldn't happen and na me yes small research bi Kofi nefa bra in Nigeria. Why is it that Nigeria banks ni nyina etimi from krom eko other places? Oba Ghana ha Nigeria banks e do so chen Ghana bank. Ghana bank has a GCB and a ADB and a National Investment Bank was then. Prudential Bank kakra bi. But majority of the banks here, no, Nigeria banks are dominating. Why? Because there's a systematic policy about so or yeah, I'm a Nigeria investor. Okwa Nigeria, Dankote, Abainbeko, Abaimbesesa. Unti se Nigeria, whether NDCM people or Nigeria no, omu take Dangote or Adenuga, the odi global you know. And then penyufo bebre omu ye adwuma. Businesses are protected in Nigeria. Yemfa politics enko. Ukwa Nigeria, businesses are protected. Yemfa politics enko. Oba Ghana ha. Se sia NDC abey. NDC nkrofo MPP mafia omu nyina no. Se say enche omu nyina ebedu omu ho. NDC free so na MPP nso ba. No ma be mafia NDC politicians ni nyina na MPP for na di aba. Ya bodam. We are mad people because ya doing say ye di e ho abro. Entinka business na was ye protecting no. Ye be collapse because of MPP ni NDC. Ye bia ani ama abrofu ni mom adio mo ho, then we are complaining. Mama, quick information about Nigeria, what they do. And they Ghana ye betimi aye. Meanwhile, Nanso John Dramani Mahama Kosia by 3rd October, Beshiam Penyufobi, Efa Galamse no ho. The person say state of emergency. So one yansua on fa AI no no betimi a project bi obi obeba me wo one of me experts ba ko a also betimi the AI na fight galamse. Very simple. What they do is ombe encode enti drone no ebe monitor be a site no wo bia. Enti say wo ben ho a obeba otu akun simple. And ye wo drone na itimi shoot nipa. Enti me president kasa drone ni be na me use. Obi obekọ forest reserve no o ben ho na sensor no ebeba otu akun rivers no so wa be ben 100 meters over na drone sensor no wa ebe blast o. Donald Trump aye bi wo Venezuela see no so bibia ye simple o se cocaine obe blast o be kun o yes no Venezuela form di cocaine free e no so ko US no eso ate. Enti me president ka drone na me use because soldiers and police won't compromise it. Enti me sensor drone de bia na nam river fin rivers ni nyina so enti yes 100 meters obi a wode na ade eba 100 meters bia bro 100 meters na no ye betutuo we kra de machine to ntimi bribe machine pa se nipa ba ko mienu teteto obekoyes galamse fo bi atete ato river nim ebi awu excavator no ya blasting na simple bibia be solve na yenko kra na yenko tenase na yenko. It's a waste of public time and resources. Kofi yenko Nigeria de na afi yenko
nana okopie mu Nigeria ade a wo maya wo de bo apa se be ya anwuma be koso especially wo be investment wo ho no na de di kan wo no ediwura taxes
de Nigeria for you.
We said toward the here. The Bia can buy and yet to obey the way develop your mind. I buy and sky by the way develop, but who could be Nigeria and now the no maybe a gua tax incentives be a buama a numakuno 80 flourishing. Until
we in Nigeria, Ghana hat here, we a businessman here, the Nigeria by aye, ama Nigeria, or more challenges there. Now so business policies or media to say the bear why ye jumane betimi abakofi yanko
nana de kan omo pania status ye tie ne say enwumakuo ahodo no a wono mo wo ba bia omo ye enwuma e bia ho no nheda enye kama pa te say bia bi wo kru kesiem ni ade no nana emfie num kosi nso omutumi ema tax holiday ena enwuma kokora no omo bebie ne foforo no emfie num ekosi nso no omo tax holiday so omo mfa emoa wo omo ho no omo nya adwuma no enkosi emfie num ne nso mu ansana omo ahyase agege wonto etina na eno nso edemu a omo eye nhihye a omo de boa ema no omo tumi konkan ewo Nigeria fo omo dwumadi emu na so hwe a yesi solar panel manufacturing company bi ewo Nigeria omo the northern part of Nigeria hono na omo be sha ase nketen omo ma omo sa incentives ya ma nei nipa o ma employ omo nya agro na omo asanso emma aban ni sika because say no company no so wetimi ayeye na omo sa wo bibia friend research and development eno so no nana se company bi a wo be bie na dwuma no ye research de aboa se no ma betumi akoso wo mani ma ye nhwehwemu se we no ye beboa kuru no beboa o man no na ono so ye ma na kwanya ate eto no so ama no ye reduce taxes no na ye tie ne se omunya up to 120% tax incentive pharmaceutical company na bia memfa nso wa bebie wo pese wo ye malaria duro eti wo hwehwe wo ye nhwehwemu ahwe se Nigeria fo malaria te sen eduro no wo ye ne sen ya na be yi atumi aboa Nigeria fo na ye de asayare ne nana omo ma wo tax incentive of about 120%. It is a wo boka 100 million naira na abai na ma kwan se sika anke ye hwe so na yateto no e de afiri mu no yimu ohamobu pen aduonu eto nchen say no de ye ka wo boy ye no wo fa ne free wuntua so to enti in a way no so oboka $100 million obe yi $120 million ato nchen no wuntua so to aban ne de chewo keke Nigeria because of who ye nhwehwemu de aye bibi de aboa na de omusa de aka ho ne say ebia say wo Nigeria man ni mu no pese bia wo ye fruit juice bi wa bie company ye juice na ubehia nka ubehia brobe ubehia sa raw materials no na ofa ne Nigeria krom ho nko anu ankra ma aban ne se wafa de krom ho nko ade ye adwuma ni ntino wo ye company no wa bebia wo cha 30%.
Nigeria
Nigeria
titio ti Ghana ya na ye dede bebre na sometimes ye yes a case study ma wo hu se so mu ye dede a obi aya ama na ye and we can do it. Simple. Obi abayo Nigeria ya kan wasem. Look at the business environment.
Yeah.
Then ya now so a businessman who compare the parliamentarians no kwajitum say we a businessman wo Ghana ha there was here.
Say ya na ye chase companies ne kwajiska no by force ne de bi to so no. Omo de omo reduce my companies ne tribe nana.
Odi friend ne enko. Nana
it is a bia they make raw materials no be fan what say nke he koko ni ade wo fa ne he ya de ye adwuma ya teso de ama industries no so Nigeria nana say ebia wafa workers bebrebe
so far person abobo de o kan no so in Nigeria then na omoye eboa business people
nana de omoye so mateteto no so eto tu be hye wadwuma ase foforo a wo fefe no wa bie ne foforo no eto na wo betua ya teso ye twam ma hanom fie num kosi nson no Nigeria wontua
ha woji assembly ne kura ba be je levy class
to tax holiday
for 7 years ubi adwuma
maximum.
All right.
Nana research and development nhwehwemu abeye eno nso ye che 120% every usika na nka betua so tuo nim.
Okay.
No what ye from eno so ye de chew nana say obefa raw materials wo ho no akadia de be ye adwuma no o importing ma no eno so no ye ma tax incentive 30%.
Right.
Nana ye ba enwuma ni mu enwuma ye nkasemu se wo bo modern ne bia adwuma no wo kromo
wo Nigeria
se nka China fo wo mo ba wo be companies no wankofa China ni ama wankofo bia mfiri ba bia ama no ofa Nigeria adehye no ede wo mo ba ye adwuma wo de Nigeria adehye ye adwuma nana ne yete ne se ono so nya tax incentive 15%. Emfaso we so ne se nana ebema you know Nigeria for no ya employ wo more into the factory because we employ Nigeria for na wunya sa incentives we
Nigeria for
ne ti waba Ghana mu na nko wafa Ghana for ye adwuma no we foreign company ti na no de aguo na local value added nso ho a che se wo mu no o se company a wo process raw materials no na ewo ho no na wo mfa nko no na wasa de 10% asaka ho it is say wato raw materials no wo ho no unya 30%. Se wo didi dwuma wo ho na wa mfa mfiri o man na wa didi dwuma e ba mutumi nya so mfaso so mbe send akwa amanone anaso mbe export ya na unya mu 10% asaka ho enu akiri no o se obibi e friend implant training enu so unya mu 2% ebianka car assembly plant ye be BMW na ya fa Ghana for no mo assemble cars no it is say wo be company no nko a wo manimu na u train Ghana for
say wo be ye you know
se nka apostle ko Joseph e train Ghana for e kan dwumadi a wo die bia no 2%.
How crowd dey say ginis kaka ho apostle dey. All right, my ko afman so
na
Musa Dangwa Global Info Analytics entwetwe enkomo ono de na jumani so be yenhwehwemu bebre amaye nti na no de bae research bebre or the research ne bae ba kone ne se oba NDC mu aye Haruna Idrusu follow by say doing kitia the other one no so say Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia de no ha ne de na Kenya Japan lead across but ono no expect nti as a researcher no so be a researcher you only study no who ebia wo sample size na hemfa na afa ya oba Facebook a ye de ato who leads MPP there or the abeto dwa no ene say kai say ne predictions a waye and then research nyina ebem.
Okay.
Accordingly. Recent one nature say Dr. Baumia.
Okay.
Delegate ne say ometo abama no.
Wow.
It only be lead. And Keno Japan 17 and Dr. Brian Champon and Dr. KuroYiMuNsem and Kwabene Japan. Undisclosed for so Eshishima and Aba NDC Munsua Harune Drusu Nedikai Asidun Ketia Ato Forcing Julius Debranche the fourth one who could to Black America Pokumu and in them kama
Julius the fourth
Julius the fourth but Musa on say adewe wo de buy an for bebre yeah they are sex with Diana yem begrudge you bebre but and you many bi how what they buy and Musa say hey and now uko sika bi na na wo manipulate figures na anase dey
nana kama yi
ebi wo de yem fan say bia Haruna Drusu ehia wo abraibo kakra se de bia wo ya na de akoma be before fronti fa no kosro and I yan so research bebre yi che se o Canada Japan lead all of a sudden o de ade aba che se Dr. Baumia ene lead and also kofo susu se okoji adamudi free Dr. Baumia ho enye fine enti sa research wo pa che se
yo me obekaya we need the first time I did the post a bit August and I did not on one and I find nothing much.
Musa my emfra wo another line so we any break here be frozen say one there be my emfa yeah other line in flow we know Tracy t my emfa insure 104.5 fa we know short one on ebe enti eni Musa Dankwa Global Info Analytics oba Facebook ya project kakra projection no HB before flow say for MPPD ne to so MPPD no say Dr. Mahamadou Baumia and LED and LED based on kai say ya bi wa ha be ye bi na ken and Baumia na you know
sure say na na say a break on period na man for adwin system is so and yeah we ba decided no one disclose no no create me first
okay on decided here 27% men share who
no quite me first
Musa Atimenka we a better team person me tia say yi the main go straight because Dr. Baumia 47% 17% can only Japan here because kakrana ye na kire say onumum na lead nti what change we here for delegate na Ghana for nyina
in fact there are two parts baku Ghana for and baku delegate Ghana for no lead 57%. Delegates no only 47%.
Sakabim, o say about delegates at Dr. Baumia lead.
Yes.
And about Ghana and Swa Dr. Baumia lead.
57%.
Okay, so my delegates in because someone a toaba.
Yes.
DNT because the assumption is that Dr. Baumia ba ebesa ye den ama MPP for. It is na say delegates na choose the Ghana for minim the FCC cry why me who say Ghana for say den but I mean delegates no choose somebody omo presenting no 2024 or je poto Ghana for so mun peni ma. So why would delegate repeat same?
Delegates are delegates. They have their interests. And it depends on the message that has been sold to them to believe in that message. Obekaya, we released the data some time back, telling you the educational background of delegate of MPP and their age profile. Those important data is very, very critical in understanding what is happening in MPP right now. You know, Mukasa telephones were. They appear to be older and conservatives.
I see. Okay, so a confirm say Nano can say Oba MPP delegates in the ma Omo menyin ne do so pan as compared to NDC for no.
Sanity.
E just said there when you know Edin say Watuma obi obesa sesa na adwin say all of a sudden. Nti ebe te say o Sebia Baumia ɛna aba na amfa kora na yɛma ne time to say the nano yɛma akufo ado mu time na. Is that the perception?
Exactly.
Interesting. Enti okay, meet you.
Those groups, they are very loyal to their cause. A bad thing say Ubesana dream.
And a delegate no so moto Emma Dr. Baumia 2024 no Omudasum and yes sir
Omudasum they dominate.
I see. Enti tell them him say Oma expand the electoral college, you know, in Kebia and Sisanye Bibetimi Aba. So what is still doing the magic for Dr. Baumia?
You know, the additions now on the Bekahono and to me alter fundamentally the album.
Hey. Samu.
Omo grassroots no. They will still have the sway. The grassroots will contribute maybe 90% of the voting population on Metwaba. And that 90% will determine who become MPP flag bearer.
The okay I mentioned I repeat.
MPP album, national executives, constitutional executives, and diaspora, any omo I don't believe there will be more than 10% of Omo Metwaba.
Okay, I see.
The bulk of members electoral area officers this time around, and their vote will carry the day.
So the question is that right now, BBN will bet me I am magic for any other candidates apart from Dr. Baumiana Uhunana.
Look, Baumia is not far away from runoff winning.
Okay.
Kennedy, it means we need a lot more from his people. Because you see, Omo also sell my dream. So almost the sell my dream there, then nothing will change. Because who convince you be our Brian now? Onyefe. Who convince you be our Otuma Bichuma? Onyefe. Komna Jepon Onyefe. The numbers must come from Baumia's numbers. If we can't convince people to leave Baumia, it will be difficult.
Enti Metiwasia, me who undecided for no mudo so pa ni not disclose no. Omudo so pa. And no eba say chere.
Omo katre say omo nyanya omadwin as who to vote for. Some of them no omo train contact. One at the beba first. One no. And he doesn't know say yen a part of any campaign. If they not feel say can be na pro. Look at why you are na skabi by enu so. Because of me undecided. If they not feel say yen so ye DMB camp and a friend. You who say obetwa ko ha ebia they be can an mark. So some of them will say omo you undecided. But in reality no, they know who they will vote for. But omo train be it.
Omo train be say adamudie kakra.
Of course.
There's a ultimate tia a hono na na sika no kosoro no. Na oni omudi nkomo wo telephone no so no. I mean say telephone interview there, some of them they want to be very open to you. Is it say omu hu de Ghana for air kanana? Because you see I'm asking this based on marketing. The Ansoff model, the metrics in marketing, Mekacho say nipa na oye dada aba wo product bi dada ade no obi anim samna ne dada na market na wo ho no nso market enye foforo enti emfa Dr. Baumia ene Ghana for the obi anim ne dada enti se wo pema ye beka se market penetration ugusua na wo ton no because kofo nim Dr. Baumia wo Ghana mu dada. Nemom Ansoff nso kire say a new product ena odene ba bewura market wo ho dada mu dia ene e wo adwumaye eno no ne e friend product development no e che say product na e ba no a ye nim no na oba ha ye nim no de nim na ne ebia we ne nim ne dada. Is it working for Dr. Baumia where Ghana phone him Dr. Baumia the omeko fan who be omunim dada nemom te se bia Kene Japan Dr. Duchum Brian Champong omo fili se ye nim ne de ba ye nim ne te se Dr. Baumia enti de ye nim ne dada no ye nim de obetimi ayenti ye pia ne so a ebeboa chain de ye kofo obi foforo na afi ne ye beton na nana. Is that the impression that you get?
To some extent, yes. Almost feel say, you see, they believe say every person in MPP who had run before, except for Edubuahin, was given several times chances to win the seat or to win the presidency. They feel say Baumia deserves that second chance too, and that has become the overriding factor for many people. In addition to that, Philly said, "You are torn with that." Into EBA say, "Last time 9 years, this time you on your be the emphaning copy."
Na Mamimbusa, Dr. Baumia, Obo Bebu MPP for 2028.
No, I don't want to put myself in the equation at the moment. Let the delegates decide.
Mimi Busao beyond the delegates because now no ani etwetwe nkomo no. Me kai say na sa primary si besui. O ma yehu say for example that time na Alan Kojo Chamatin wo race nim no. O ma yehu say eden ya Baumia be wini. Nanso si epie ba abonten na Ghana for pe Alan chain Dr. Baumia enti ebema Baumia ho akere no. O kan wansem MPP fo amfiu. Alan free mu na Kene Japan be mu no. Oye rese mi ehu se Dr. Baumia eden ya ono ane be se wini nanso epie ba still no Kene Japan eye popular abonten chen Dr. Baumia. And my question is that is it that delegates ni who say ubetimi aye popular within but ebia outside no ho betro and answer delegates ni to feel say Kene Japan no so epie ba abonten aduka daya because ono so wakeka nkrofo tira boma na answer den.
Look, I can only speculate. So, and as poster, you try to avoid speculation. But the sentiment is, or from the polling perspective, for Baumia to have a better chance, then his MPP people must accept him wholeheartedly.
Okay.
It's a demographic issue and also performance issue. So even if they forgive him demographically and they want to go with him, would they forgive the party's performance compared to what they are experiencing now in 2028? Because people don't vote purely on partisan lines.
Okay.
Almost about based on what is happening to their economy, their lifestyle, and everything. That is why you have some MPP people voting for NDC candidates and vice versa.
Last one. Would you say the idea of nothing factor no? Had Dr. Baumiana. I'm asking this because, say based on your outcome, you bemwa. Now I'm saying Harun Edruso ye Muslim. Dr. Baumia ye Muslim. And now omo take it for NDC MPP so hypothetically. I'm just asking. Would that nyomane ani ekeka so free hwan ni be ye adwuma na because minim say John Mahamade although ye not nano the Christian background nso boane kakra so a different narrative but we know say enyoma bi wo ho a ye ntimi nka but the won krofo timom de to aba when we have the Haruna and Dr. Baumia ticket to ye Muslims na dynamics in versus ana
when that happens the Christians will have no reason to discriminate between MPP and NDC candidates. Non-Christian. But the implication of that may be that there will be lower turnout among Christians. And also, there may be lower turnout among Akans. So there will be two combinations, and the effect could be more profound than last 2024 election.
Wow. And see, meaning what the bus say is supposed to guide, because polling like this, no, and no, and 100%, but oh, JD and call for Jenny. And see, a bus say can Japan for Musoma we near we ba kutima ni mi mpanyin for my year calculation so we near we are almost so results and your papa. I think so cry na no ba me akra nko for say o di abade but o mani nje because o mu nche dan trust o papa because we a lotto forecaster no they say dien na obetimi aye e dia futu na ade beba ye ya pese esua ade bebefo because on say me de o student ni me wow me too
the kind you see say oh yes survey as a campaign team. Sometimes the people you employ as posters know they have their hearts in the numbers, and people are able to figure out the way of free hack. So you may not get the truth from the people you are sampling. Very delegate. But when it comes to us, no, you're from your boy a DHO, so you're free global info analytics. When you say you need about me a camp, you indicate the camp, you know be a camp, they know it. So they are more discreet with us than they will do with other people. Secondly, delegates now listen. The computer goes around and picks someone randomly. So you wouldn't know who you are calling until the computer picks the number for you.
Oh, I see.
So we are able to run random numbers quite better than anybody would do.
Mm.
In the last poll, out of the 2,700 and something I interviewed, the delegates came from over 241 constituencies. 241 randomly.
Okay.
Almost I bet focus on a hankwa,
okay.
It doesn't give the randomness.
Okay.
And in sampling, randomness is the best you can get to give you the best result.
Because I need the anya to say, oh, yeah, purposive. One should I say, me person mene kwasi kwat in kasa, me person many way or a delegate. Nemum ISCCC na atwavem. Oh, I see. All right. Musa that's it. Minim say we abey kafra. Ebasi a yebete to ananso ye adwuma no no. Nyame nhyira ne adwuma. In fact, makacho say wama enkrofo bi obi ani abre MBB fo emu wi omu ho ne ndis fo wi omu ho am se ne be ne say. Nyame nhyira because he say wama science and data ne de ye adwuma. God bless you, Musa.
God bless you too.
Global Info Analytics Executive Director Musa Dankwa and ordene de ba and the ochre ne say ebia na Ashanti region na also where we need, but in general, no. They be like a fear delegates. Anyway, my mama kwesi kwatin akwa ba kwesi good morning.
Good morning, bro.
Where?
Alright, then me now so.
You go so.
Me teaching no. My first time me did it go show so yeah because oh dear, I'm surprised.
It is well.
But we be able go.
Here, bro.
Hey.
Be fine so.
It
is well. It is well. It is well.
Na nka me space no na me tie Musa Nsem so no eze bi. Me tie kan Nsem ni.
And unti ase o.
Me there is one thing about me. Me will view and policy as a communicator for politically exposed person. Me have a template in addressing process.
Yeah.
And especially, it will not be wise for you to even attack the credibility of Musa.
Yeah.
Because we're gaining public trust.
Yeah.
And so, Ebasa, Koyese Besepanico Naya de Ahabai, Benefosi Tassin Bajansa.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, no, semi discrediting Musa, the first question was vote to ban the Canada Japan. It really doesn't add anything to Canada Japan.
Right.
But there are ordinary Ghanaians and reasonable Ghanaians. One of them say, I'm just being in a denial state because one more year the agency. Is when people build trust and credibility, a weapon.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can use it well. Sometimes they can also weaponize it.
Yeah.
My more clear instance. I mean, that is my personal reservations. Way is not a campaign issue.
Yeah.
Somebody like Anas is somebody I have issues with.
Yeah.
Why? Because let me say we build a public trust, and he's relevant because state institutions are also more fighting corruption has failed, and some way somehow Obama as the Messiah.
Yeah.
But in being Messiah, no, I said now so much chima kakrebi ede. Who are the same adana all fights no, or say you see the public trust no, and then or done confidence na when no, and also abuse the trust no. That's me.
All right.
The pushes can do that.
Right.
But whether they are doing that or they are not doing that, no, we obia make us say address certain issues like this. How do you go it? And me, I've addressed Musa on so many occasions. First time Odipo buying, I picked the phone and called him. Now me call Joy. Now me see opening now. Where the assemblea say kakra. Because even the last election, Dr. Barima had almost 137 members of parliament supporting him because he was an establishment candidate. So over 6,000 appointees, you know. The best you can do is to shut up.
Right.
Also Udinachi. DCs were his campaign coordinators by default.
Yeah.
All the 276 constituencies. All constituency executives, all the 17. Right. So he was indeed the establishment candidate. And President Akufo-Addo was very intentional. And this is Akufo-Addo NB. Usa Akufo-Addo was my ejuma. Me dobane chifala monya de mumwano. We just we yese me de neba mupo monya de munsonimu.
All right. Despite
the course so having the state security apparatus to engineer everything on the election day, no, only 61% too.
Right.
Tiasem you. Tidipa only 61% Kennedy or no. Literally barely about 6 months while they prepare for elections, so it will be 37%. Then, afi, and then normal assessor the waves and momentum Ken has been able to sustain it for that long. Now, I heard Brian's what tells him. Brian was in Baumia's camp, so okay,
yeah,
very strong.
Yeah,
arguably now there are speculations of vice presidential Tepono.
Right.
Me and Papa Dr. Duchum. I mean, you can downplay him in all the regions, but Ashanti factor and Ashanti cars he's playing. You can't take it about 7% from him.
Yeah.
What I say? Because observation and reasonability are also variables and components in research.
Yeah.
What I say? You're going to research, you can say, oh, about Yakotono, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, Donald Trump being at 12%. It won't be reasonable. It defied the logic and consistency. Said no. Yeah. Because there are references in previous elections a bit to be a guide. Come that no need about Barima camp. And no contesting. President Akufo-Addo was the one who was in the helms of affairs. No other shape no ko. Because easy. And no abandon shape no. Until Lord come in money then no be up baby the day. Afa. I'm not able. I don't have the permission to label baby a binumi day.
Yeah.
But at least with President Akufo-Addo, with Cabinet Japan, with Dr. Brian Champon, and with Dr. Duchum, these are objective realities and they'll be a
yeah.
And these are big fishes. No, all of a sudden they'll pull you from. And the MPC could be the Ken. So now I feel Ken no near 37 and Dr. Barima and the camp match almost by 5 different divisions. You know, Ken Mum now drops to 17.
Okay.
But this is my approach. Me, I see every poll as a guide and a template to guide you and a good feedback for you.
Right.
Because some of the polls will favor you. Now, the basis is that first of all you have to look at the methodology in the AUC. Methodology na predicted outcome in the
yeah.
In Musa's case, this is the one more random sampling to Fidina na EFA.
Yeah.
Assuming say Fidina fa, or program say Fidina fa, enipa 2020 from each constituency na free 1 million. That itself will give a bias and skewness. Una de kuntia. Okodomi kwabenya. One more delegate is about 1,800. Oba Fomena is about 230. And if we are picking 10 randomly from each constituency,
but I know you're disproportionate. On council pick it if but what if ABA stratify sampling? Which who say in stratify sampling,
yes.
Oh yeah, now what their unity so that you know that say baby swan oma more sampling
exactly
and baby swan so
100%. Me bahano. I'm not sure that dantem because I mean without disrespect to any journalist, there are some you go you don't even prepare.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that dantem because I wanted to rest. And I am not me flow saying some of them will say, oh, questions, and not necessarily so person own a certain question, but sometimes to be guided. No, me am an inflow organically say and I'm happy where you are going. Yes, as at now, no, we don't have. I have not had the opportunity to review the full methodology that you see.
Yeah.
But I'm borrowing his own words.
Yeah.
Our car say move to go randomly.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that when you do the random sampling, one of them could be the simple random and the stratified now Now the argument could be A or B.
Yeah.
And either of them, no, it could be their working.
Yeah.
It could also be their mesomedia making.
Say
but
issue 10.
Yes. Who you to 10. So then you get the bias thing.
Right.
And you say you're wrong. But the outcome will be a bit skewed based
because
on the methodology.
Because a bit does change. Also, DB
yes. And you can find 10. Now can find for 10. You won't get the true representation.
That's also true.
And you may be doing a percentage terms. If you are doing percentage terms there, then it will be reasonable. Percentage terms, you'll be doing about 180 people, whilst a beer. If I'm using 10%, maybe a formula, you'll be doing around 27 people.
Exactly.
What I say. So we may have to get clarity into it. But for me, this is my view.
I'm decided for
I'm coming there.
Yeah.
For me, this is my position on polls. Papa Musa Danko I will not sit here and discredit him.
Right.
He's done his job. Osha, there are pollings that he's predicted so right. If you look at, for instance, 2020, Obayacho, 2019, he was able to get what almost President Akufo-Addo had. No? He had it almost right. But President Mahama had 34%. But President Mahama had around 43. 10% difference.
Yeah.
And the polling there is not absolute.
Yeah.
It's just a projection. That's not so for crying polling.
Yeah, of course.
But the whole point is that it's just a feedback to make us to work so hard. There are other polls that has predicted so right and so strongly for Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nano Sanity Africa there
yeah.
TV3
yeah.
Mindjoy
yeah.
And all of them Ken is leading. All of them Ken is leading.
Yeah.
Sanity Africa crowd was targeted delegates specifically. But the reason why Musa Danquest's own has become topical is because of the relevance he's built for himself over the history.
I get it.
And
yeah.
Can hold kakra because I was a pundit.
Yeah.
And quickly what he did was or making youth and started then doing exit poll. So that if it is not here, the exit will then vindicate him. There is no 100% precision. But I mean reasonably, objectively. How would then somebody move from 17 with all this background from 37 with all this background and history of
but so may on say nano that analysis.
Yes.
The delegate system no. Mumu delegates no. And Kokrafoni Dawson.
Yes.
And these people, it's difficult to change.
The last time Minekasa, he mentioned about 70-something%. But when I checked the data, it was less than that. It was around 54.
Now even 54,
yes. But
when you have 54, even 50% as delegates are be from 50 years and above.
That would be around 45 plus.
Yeah, so even 45, but they are conservative. They're against JJ4 because 45 years JJ.
Yes.
It is typically a strong MPP person. On one to men this one to aba. That person will be a delegator. Now I see we near panel and I am to one as well. Necessary no say a ding.
Necessary thing. When it boils down to Kumoya it boils down to messaging.
Okay.
It is undisputed. Say, yeah, researcher I am Koma Dina, Dr. Bamia solely hope. And idea the straw he's holding on. Brian is so funny. I had the second chance. And if I am Kennedy or I'm a communicator of Kennedy, my only issue, and as I say, the only burden on me is say I should explain to the delegates why second chance in MPP, even though it's a true history, but the proper history, has always been contingent on performance.
Okay.
What I say? Juma. What I say? And polling there, when him say duration also counts. In the next 5 days, depending on also a Juma, but the skewness of the figure to tell me say, Brother Champo Benya 1%.
But say on this side, because on this side the view
yes,
and no to me
it's 27%. Yes,
you understand?
27.
That's a lot.
Yeah. When you are an establishment candidate, people are not afraid to associate themselves with you.
Okay.
nti Dr. Barima no establishment no be anim say yes be ebi susu say executives di nachi ebi susu say mpanifo we na she nachi wono no de ehunu ne yefiri who's establishment technically it's like the party is for you.
Yeah.
I mean, some way, somehow. Obiara ni wa osuo so obeka che oso ama establishment candidate. And the say obi obeka che so undecided bia ye nipa so ye de ohwe ni ye. Me, if you ask me, I'm not worried because I calculate Ken votes to be the 17% no or their mind. But you bet him about 17 plus undecided is 24 me.
Yeah.
17 plus 24 me say. 17 plus 24 should give us 41%. Now, assuming without admitting this logic is to suffice, because now we are all doing analysis. This logic is to suffice. Now, Barima stands as 47. Ken stands at what? 41.
So you know, can say likely say
run off. I'm not worried, bro. But when him say me about Barima fan, and if I'm a Barimia's camper, I should be worried. Do you know how I should be worried?
Tell me.
In a year ago, I had 61% in the last primaries. With all the support and the machinations and the establishment support, only 61%.
Right.
Then Musa did the polling just last month. Polling our year last month, only said Dr. Barima on 52%. Right? And in the space of 1 month, Dr. Barima has dropped from 52% to say 47%. That is a 5 percentage point drop. Very significant. And if the trajectory is to go like that from 61 to 52 to 47 in the next 4 months, but no one is what to drop by 20%.
Possible.
Yes, and then could drop by 20%. And also 32%. And I don't see Dr. Barima crossing 32%.
32% for delegates, Nana.
Yes, you could Abana.
Hey, question. As I say, Abana Dr. 30%.
W, where data? Musa don't data near you. She has sent me you.
So, data.
30%. Mami fa de bi obi a no me afun ti o. Mr. Jantuah.
Some kwakoto
aba. Me bra pani no ti. Asem ni ni.
Yeah.
Now no nya 61%.
Right.
With the delegates, and no verifiable votes.
Yeah.
Then Musa just last month did the polling. So polling no not what about me drop from because the album has not changed significantly.
Right.
And he has dropped from 61% to 52% in the last election. Last poll now Musa in the space of 1 month, we're moving from 52 to 47.
Right.
That is 5 percentage point drop.
Yes,
a swat 5. And when you said there's likely to be runoff. Assuming without admitting, second, 8 and 5 percentage points now they are dropping. Can just 4 regions so.
No,
5 percentage drop affected by me. It is a can to me other 12 regions near the account. As I had a back to back. What it means in this, if you are to go by Musa's own analogy, every month be or 5% now. The next 4 months of Dr. Barima so quoted 20%. What 20 free? Because I said 20 free 47 he is using around 27. And I'm so Papa didn't mean 32%.
And even 32.
By Musa don't quite
not can is when you say.
Hey, now say me I'm projecting around
record you.
Yeah, I'm projecting. You see, me, I'm a very realistic person.
I understand. Tell me, see, you're recording.
Yes, I'm
recording.
I'm projecting.
Cameras, baby, I am for the name also.
Oh, you need to wait my house.
Okay,
it is my projection. Say can maybe.
But
it is my projection that can maybe do around 62 to 64%.
Mr. Repeat.
It is my projection. Say can maybe do around 62 to 64%. We are winning Western North.
Okay.
We are winning Ahafo.
Okay.
We are winning Bono. Bono is as at now we may need to work so hard.
Right.
But Bono is say yentime winning pa very close.
Right.
Savannah will be close.
Okay.
The other 4 northern regions, Dr. Barima will win.
Okay.
But upper east. Sorry.
Northeast.
No. Upper northeast and upper east Boko issues, It will also be very close because of the Kusasis and the Mamprisis factor. Where Kusasis from Council and also power.
Right.
We win Greater Accra.
Okay.
Right? We win Eastern. We win Vota. Dr. Barima be winning. It's likely he will win Oti. Asante obviously will be a decider.
Okay.
Asante no say a beam because now okay the last time Asante nya first lady Because candidates will be in free house.
Yeah.
Dr. Bobby free North, Ken is also from Ascent, even though we're living a life in our Kumasia.
Oh, candidates.
The two leading candidates.
Okay.
So Brian also free.
I know refu papentin and Mentiazi.
Oh, there be say asema can.
Can you say for?
Oh, that make the two leading one.
Okay. Obi and free.
So contest biano. Where they are, you have the dominant ones.
Supporters in this will play Brian for me. On the camera, Japan for the zero. No, it's not fair to us.
Oh,
what they meet you.
But so,
Quabran so free as a Corima.
Yeah, wow, Casa, we are interviewing Musa Ekano. But this is about the 32 day, but this is about Brandy.
Oh, the dreams
are. But let me let me put it this way. So the two leading candidates, which is Ken and Dr. Baumian, will be in free.
Okay.
Right. But case in the say, identity politics is very real.
Very.
We are almost so when I think for harmonious living in the kind identity politics is very real.
If we have free hand,
it's
true.
No, so they can pay crowd.
It's true.
How come all the 11 MPs from the north now quite idiot? What to be that? But the point is, the last time Ashanti region, first lady was Kunedu.
Yeah.
In the history, I know Claude President Kofo.
Yeah.
As we are two abasini, we are Ghana ni penina.
I said no free bono, ne year free bono side.
Yeah, me tell or no President Kofo no free ha.
Yeah.
But ne year crowd no free ha.
Yeah.
But over President Kofo any Kurodua, we've not had any other person close to the presidency again. No.
That's true.
What I say?
That's true.
And it is a case. Can you free Mampo here?
Okay, as a great Mampo.
There be a
Asante Mampo. Okay, that's fine.
Asante Mampo said nano a year cry and she's going to be stationed here.
All right.
She's also going to be stationed or by Bruteti Hania Cry and most of the account communities to also campaign. And the air corner, the enormous corner how projections and me, I don't see can do anything less than 62 to 64%.
All right. Now, Yankoha. I mean, congratulations in advance, Bema. But we cannot overrule outside the party.
Yes.
And I'm saying this because of the experience that we've had.
Okay.
I remember Muchusu Napo.
Yes.
And say it's a public knowledge on our position and what I said. Say you may be popular because even at the time Alan Freeman Keno, post waha.
Yeah.
Emma mu confirm me say instead of Baumiano Peken. It was clear.
Yes.
That I'm talking about 2024. That time Mumpono, instead of Baumiano Peken.
Yeah.
But Mutuma Baumia, because they said that Mutuma Baumia won't win. They said it on a platform. The records are there. Now, coming so I want the baggages. Yes. And will let Ken be Ken. But you see, Kakra means to me who Ghana for no say sometimes we can be a bit funny. Baby, what touchy. In Sambia or Kaye. Maybe delegates may forgive.
Yeah.
A day na more because don't overrule the anger outside. You may need them.
Yeah.
The pastoral, I've seen a lot of pastors they are still referring, even though I know say we're apologizing. But say Ghanaians are funny. The header of trying to now come into the Ghanaian space where nanu being sema ubin so aheti what are you going to do about it? I mean, sometimes I disagree with you on a lot of things, including your style as a journalist. But there's one thing I cannot take from you. There is one thing I cannot take from you. A sense of reasoning. Anyhow, with that question. Me, I like it like this. And I mean, state one of the stations I'm a choir manager. I join the city because I'm common was wrong. Take me to train some near the Eba. And this is a very valid question. You see, me and Ambeka let Ken be Ken. Yeah.
And I have to state it on record that let Ken be Ken was relevant then in a context. But right now, it's a message that gradually has to be toned down.
Okay.
But what did I mention? Because
BBM.
What was the context? The context was nobody cares about what Ken is bringing on board. All what everybody cares about is Ken is temperamental, Ken is this, Ken is this. They say yes. Nana, Ken the nipa, just like me, no UTA. There were shortcomings. We have strengths and shortcomings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far I said be no more to it. Sometimes if you are exposed to their private life, that's
true.
But they manage it in a nice way. Right.
Right.
Ken has strengths or weaknesses. Said them say and no kind, and then be na papa. What I say, but even normal or yeah, you say shortcomings, and so temperamental and one. It all depends on how we want to view it, and again, how we also want to harness it for the development of our country.
Right.
Nipa also a temperamental. No? It could be true, but have you also looked at Ken also being so passionate about getting results
done?
Say, I don't know why now Ken the one chima wo. As a Ken the or did the party for them? What was the contest? This is a man from the 92 BC. He has always been in defense of the party.
Right.
What did he say? Ye party, Juma, ye party, for ya, and to try that party next year. I feel na kobroso. Ya udie no na kuma yede. Mama one instance.
Right.
A party focus ya President Akufo-Addo. Gabi Asaroche dako. Asante bedie tu. Osafo mafo. No mu kushia party mpanifo ne party makakra.
Right.
E wo Gabi fi, e wo Kufuor. No mu di nkomo na say no be afafo an recorded the osafo mafo ye dey e kan. Na some osafo mafo kan ni mood ne hadwen so kakra.
Yeah.
Asem ne say as a superiority complex and rivalry between the Achems and the Asantes. Yeah. Nipa no record we no de koma wan fa amro inshira no wan fa nkoma ayi o wan fa nkoma man so no de ko pro NDC station Accra FM no mo ko boy ankade or how no ye ne kese pa beto the Asantes and the Achems. Yeah no be man ku fado like ka brahman inshira na be dey be pacho no be ya na sense so ye the eguzo. When Ken heard it, most MPP for yeah. You see how the contest is he doesn't understand why any reasonable person
because in KNDC for Nkomunye. I agree.
What I say?
I agree.
Obia or how he addresses issues. Me, I'm a communication person.
Yeah.
Musa Dankwadi Adebayi. Somebody will rubbish it. Oh, Musa Oja credible, papa.
Yeah.
I don't see a ask anything to ask.
Yeah.
The mayor no boko. The mayor me address you. I can make us say dear nipa ye. That's a nyansa day anymore. Ken kanasa. Ken make us say moya kwasiafo. But you see, we are highly conservative, like we said.
Exactly.
What I say. And no matter how you also need to learn and adapt. But again, context is also very important.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is say, let us also not weaken our leaders, especially when we know say one more character traits be bit my day. You have a be or you're bold or you're courageous. Also, you timid challenging a party for or timid kind of create nipa. Why do we want to change such a person to fit into a certain template that we call presidential material from time immemorial 92 up to now?
Donald Trump stand
No, not really. Americans are different from us.
Okay.
But I'm saying that in as much as he keeps his strength, he also needs to balance it to also fit within the
Ghana form.
That's why now it has changed from let Ken be Ken to
let Ken be Ken to
the old Ken fought for you, but the new Ken will build.
And say new Ken.
Yes, yeah, but you see, we are also
but mindful because it's an open position. Because me I say, you would just say, Abranti, be none who fin pan. Or just say the Bianata, but Ocaso pe Espino. If you have ban was shining,
we are also mindful not changing him. That's why I said, or nipa or a shortcomings.
Yeah.
And normally I'm sure say if you give him the opportunity on kind of side
I get it.
Not necessarily because position already always. Mama one example.
Yeah.
Recently we catch him say Ken Kopa software. And I said I won't even go and tell him this and he won't do it. No Musa now say what we do software atem or say Debbie. No say me a praise bini or me di me software atem. Me this will do Roman software be atem. South of will do matter me why. Nigeria Gezi, but they have following.
But they have following.
No problem with that.
You need them. You need them. So it's very important.
I agree with you, but make us some Janana.
Because so called one man church is following.
Can never attack one. I'm coming, Nana.
But they feel. You see, you're explaining, which I agree. But the point is that sometimes it's not just, for example.
But if you had allowed me to learn, I was coming though. If you had allowed me to learn, the point I was making is, what is the context? The context is not say Ken Edra Sofo and I pass off Asem.
Yeah.
But this is Unkofua. Subsequently, Omukra back came fee and all the allegations he leveled against them. So more car smuggling, Jim Crawford, say ABC. They came to him to apologize to him.
Yeah, I get it.
So why then do you say Ken should then make a U-turn and go and apologize to them in the name so position.
For the optics,
yes, but for the balance is also that then people would then see Sakwano or Boha he's a hypocrite. Ken
No, I'm not sure so Moka say Obwa because people loved it. I'm sure say the tone at which okay. You know, sometimes a bit me a kabibi. Nay no cre. But you see tone. There have been times I've been hard on an Akufo-Addo. But they said what kind no cre but your tone. So I apologize. Then I do apologize. You understand?
Who apologizing for tone?
No, apologizing for the tone, which is very important because we are in the conservative environment. Adebi Ohan Kate say okay, can be can say, but we can say. Communication because of our system. What do I say? You can use nonsense in USA. You can say F the president in USA. Ebia won't mean canisa. So people are saying, "Say, can the name so?"
But the tone is not the act.
No, but the tone is important because in communication, gestures are very important. Tones are very important.
But how then do you go? For instance, somebody commits a grievous offense. You condemn it in ultimate terms. Then because you want a position as a presidential candidate or to be a president, you go and say, "What are you going to apologize for?" Say, "I don't know why I said your kind of."
No, so betty me a come by the choir fire and you say, "Ultimate or Babatian or Dokwanso." And it's only a catch papa to me was a damasismabo. So I think that no, that's a feedback for you. I think, for example, how you are communicating, very perfect. People are just praising how you are communicating because of that experience. Can me who my attitude need be one who I mean I like straightforward things and I am able to resonate. But in our system and conservative system, there are certain things you could say, but the how is important. Your friend said, "Nana, the how now can no." If you say, "You know, the how no."
I agree with you.
So maybe the how.
Omaya, you Jantuah Barima. Know the context of Omaya. No.
Yeah.
Sometimes we should also not hide under the umbrella of conservatism. Let us also not run away from the canker culturally.
Exactly.
There are a lot of times that we don't have to be modest on certain situations.
I agree.
You have to be very hard.
Unfortunately,
my situation be this situation. I don't see the better tone that you can describe how I didn't go for the echo. Say if you have been a victim to any person whose name maybe I may not want to repeat or mention again. If you are a victim to it, now you're vulnerable. Now yeah, Joe Asasi, be a good be a demand yasajo yele kwaka home, and these guys keep destroying families. And then later you say, "Oh, because of the tone, we should then go to ABCD and apologize to them." Yes, you see, Ken because of Ken no. The support base is where grassroots now say Sadia Okayo. So it has to be a fine balance. And what is a fine balance? The fine balance is that from January till now, now Ken speaks modestly, Ken speaks nicely, Ken address settle down already about FM.
Ken will be Ken.
Ken will be Ken. And I know America is about FM.
I mean him. On
the yeah. What America? You are invited. Then people place a call here to US chapter MPP.
Yeah.
And no panel event now. No, my friend Crawford say, Ken movement is not recognized by the MPP in council event.
Oh,
who does that?
Yeah.
And how then?
No, Ken will be Ken.
Ken will be Ken.
I support.
Right now, Ken will be Ken.
Right.
Let Ken be Ken. But at the same time, Ken is like a boxer.
Yeah.
When we are in the ring, you beat your opponent so mercilessly.
Yeah.
But he doesn't go about after so free ring in himself. We are no abono.
There's that mutual respect.
He's a nice person.
All right. Final word. Friends of Ken. I was from a magazine. No mu team.
I want to time is about.
I. Now 3 years, me 20 minutes were high. It's a mama 1 hour.
Mama, final word. No address it. Mama, address it. Just 2 minutes. But just 2 minutes. Mama, address it. The second chance.
1 minute.
Oh, second chance.
1 minute.
Mama, try.
Yeah. The time also.
The catch party for the Ghana for you say MPP abako semno. Ya to ankrofo so. But akama me kasa amfo na ede e chene nto aso.
Yeah.
Omo ayama makọ ni mpre no ni mpre so so nyina e demonstrate so metima ede ayebibi.
Right.
Adubu ahyankofa the party ni baaye. Oko onya 30.9%.
Right.
Second time kwa amana nkobi because say wanya de.
Right.
President Kufuor de ko 39%. No ache so betima ede ayo nti amana to aso. Ana ode kokọ wini e. President Kufuor eso kura be fa President Kufuor 39% no de ko 49. Ono kwa de oka wini first round.
Yeah.
Ana chiri ekoya osade ye de e bai. Nti wuntimi me fa Kufuor de even the recent one na emeteso by 33%.
Right.
Ukura ukrum kwateso by 16%. Emeteso by 1.6 almost 1.7 million votes.
Right.
Now one show demonstration be also a reward of second chance. Then I see a Magana for the party for United second chance, and not just contingent on showing up, but has always been premised on performance.
Right.
And Yakotoaba out of 9 regions, you were Makuma Kunenti ACs, MPP will move 5. You were 4 regions you need just 1 parliamentary slot seat. Yakaba Yakoto Yano. Almost 400,000 of Yanko for Toma parliamentary etutia presidential.
Right.
So it be a party in the spirit of revival in Kenya. I say a Assemblies of God in the Presby. So they say in Kenya party in 32 years. Dr. Barima President Kufuor 16 years. The nipa be your my abwa or moon free scene him. Niemfo be betimaji to me aba. And that is Obra Kennedy or Hine e Japan.
Yeah, that's it. Just aka 4 months, right?
Aka 4 months, yeah.
And now more for 61%.
Some 62 to 64.
62 to 64. Because you got that's it. Yami Sham.
Eyeballs look up power. You 200 though.
So Hanwaban. 04.5. Thank you very much. Because you were saying Ekasama, Ken, or Hine e Japan, and all the production. Now, you're from one more day. Daniel.
Okay.
Okay, Daniel. Nyamisha. Monso support. More magazines so Friends of Ken. Nyami Inshamo. You go so ye waha. You 61 and 62 for no. It is well. A better production team. Passports. Good morning.